All right, so we are live. What's up? What were you asking me? We're good to go. I'm streaming right now. We are at the final table of the $130 Crazy Pineapple. Now, we do not start broadcasting until we get down to 8 because I need antenna 9 for the muck. So they're down to 9 places. I'm going to start streaming. You're not going to see whole cards until we get down to 8 places. So we're on 9 right now. We've got 3 guest commentaries in here today. I'm going to let them come in here right now. You're going to recognize them. Tournament crushers, regulars at Poker House Dallas. And I'm going to go make sure everything's working. Hey, if you guys, anybody want to jump on YouTube, check out, make sure if the point's working. And then I'll let you guys all sit down here. We are streaming right now. All the microphones are hot. The third microphone is right here with this headset. These two guys get actual headsets. You want to sit here? Sit halfway here. Oh, I'm going to see us. There's only 2 chairs in here. 3. Me and the Chris's.
Do that here. Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Getting all set up here. This is all of our first time doing this, so this will be kind of fun.
We don't know what we're doing.
Me and the
we're going to do it anyway.
Me and the Chris's. Everybody's going to know this guy, of course. Everybody sees Chris's beard.
This is Lego.
Sit down, Lego. We can't see you yet.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, man. Yep. Yeah, but we're still
Lego,
we're still
Scott, Dude Maestro.
That's right.
As we're doing in the chat anyway, right?
Me and the Chris's.
Like everyone knows who I am anyway.
Yeah. Let's see who's
But,
here. Nobody's here yet.
Yeah, I think we're just patiently waiting until we get down to 8. That's all right. Everything you say has been recorded for posterity.
That's right. Well, I said hi. We're gonna have to figure out how to
No wonder
give people points and do all this stuff.
All right. Everything's set.
Eric's giving instructions.
Sounds like it. Are we down to 8?
Down to
6. Oh, wow.
What?
We must have had a major hand there
down to
from the
6
final
already.
table. We're from 9 to 6 in a flash.
Hold on. We're gonna peek out and look. Where does it look like there's only 6 people? They do. Oh, he's still doing the seat assignments. I don't know if this is right. Because he's
So, yeah, okay, my mic is working.
Yep. So this is where the chat's gonna be. We're gonna have to figure out how to break stuff.
Whatever we
I
do,
think
don't
we do that.
accidentally give me 1,000,000 points.
Don't do that. No. Not why we have control of it.
So the 3 of us were here earlier
I
having a
think-
little chat, and Eric was like, "Hey, you guys want to come be on the stream?"
I think people would be suspicious if suddenly we show up at the next stream with 5 million points each.
Every time I do the gambling thing, I keep losing points.
I know. They give you
I
twice
run
as
that.
many points when you win and take only what you gamble when you lose, and yet somehow I've been going downward.
Some of you guys have like a couple 100,000 points, and like
Now, I would
I had,
think
like,
we understand odds well enough to know that shouldn't be the case, but let's see. Oh, we got 2 viewers. Is that the 2 of you?
Scott. No, I'm not
probably.
No, I'm not on there, so I'm not one of them yet. I don't know.
It is going right.
Yeah, if we're not in there, I guess nobody's in there.
I'm in there now.
Listen, this is all my friends.
Weird echo.
There, I'm the first like of the stream. Why don't you just play the volume, yeah.
Yeah, turn your volume down. There you go.
All right.
So this is fun. We like playing this Crazy Pineapple. We didn't play tonight, but we do enjoy playing this tournament.
Yeah, we do. And it's only fitting that, usually we're playing a 2-card game, and there's 2 people in here, and tonight's a 3-card game, and
Yeah. Because,
we thought we'd bring an extra person in.
we're all crazy.
We are.
Yeah.
Was there a guarantee tonight?
I don't think there's a guarantee on the on the pineapple.
I don't think so. I see the prize pool is 2,600. Is that
Yeah.
accurate? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they do guarantees on this one. But
For how many
yeah,
people did we have?
that's the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
620
First prize is a 10x of the buy-in.
It
That's
was
nice.
20.
Right.
What did we
Can't
have?
argue with that. 1,300 on the
26
130
entries
buy-in.
tonight. $1,300 for first place for Crazy Pineapple.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Take a 10x buy-in on a small tournament.
It's a fun game. So let's recap the rules. How does Crazy Pineapple work versus Hold? Everyone knows how to play Hold'em, right? You get 2 cards and
Yeah. You
that
know.
whole deal. So how do we play Pineapple, Chris?
It is a Hold'em variation, not an Omaha variation. So it follows all the same basic principles, except you get 3 cards pre-flop, and normal round of betting, and flop comes out, bet, and anyone remaining in the hand must discard before the turn comes out 1 card. So creates some interesting dynamics when you got to choose sometimes between keeping a pair or keeping a monster draw.
Yeah.
And you will not always be right. That's the crazy part of this game.
Yeah, it's fun when a hand comes up and you have to look at it. You have to go, oh man, am I gonna keep this one or this one? A few weeks ago, I played it and I ended up getting all in with a guy, and I had King 10 with the King 10 of hearts, and the flop came 2 hearts. I was like, we were already all in, and I looked at it and I looked at my card and I was like, ow! He was kidding.
So, are we live?
We got
Yeah,
Eric
we're
poking
live,
his head
yeah.
in. Yeah, we got.
3 people in the first hand.
Yeah, we saw
I
that.
saw it, but it was like
We're
a
down to
6. We're like,
six-handed final table.
Okay.
Already, I just got chip
not spoiler
counts.
anybody.
We're gonna color off the 500 chips, and then we'll be playing.
Okay.
Because I got 6 viewers, and I think we're 3 of them right now.
So it'll just pop up on here automatically,
It'll
right?
pop up automatically.
At the end of the
Everything's
timer?
gonna Be good. What
Okay.
you're gonna want to do is click on the left-hand side where it says live stream on the bottom. Yep, right there. Go ahead and click on that,
That one.
and
Yeah.
that'll
Oh, I
show
see.
up.
Double
Now
click.
click back on the other one that says commentary, small camera, or whatever.
Min camera.
Yeah,
And
Max, yeah.
There we go. Okay. And Max.
So that's
It's
all
just
you
us.
have to do, and it's probably Max
Okay.
camera's
Yeah.
probably not set up.
Okay.
I do have a deck for you.
Not a problem.
Hand me that deck right. Actually, give me a deck out of that white box. 'Cause I'm
New
not
one?
Positive. Not a new deck. A deck that's been registered.
Here you go. Red.
These other decks, I don't know if they've been tested.
Cool. Those are expensive decks.
They are.
Yeah.
We hear about it all the time. So I don't know who all we have in. I see Danny through the door.
No
Looks
spoilers.
like we got.
She's there.
No spoilers.
Oh, we're all going to know in a moment.
Danny's huge chip here with 244,000.
Did she eliminate the?
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know. I did. You guys
I'm not going to
see it.
spoil or anything. We'll see
You
it when
guys
it comes
see
on.
I see it.
We got Butcher in the
Alright, You guys
box.
know how to give away points?
Yeah. No.
He said he knows
Over there,
Streamlabs.
Top to not the top one, but down one, all the way down, down, down.
Down here?
Up, 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 up.
This
Yes,
one.
there. Click on that. It'll pull up the website. Oh, grab this and drag it over to that side of
Yeah.
the screen.
Otherwise, it shows on the thing.
There you go. Now, you can go ahead and maximize it so you can see it. Why didn't it pop up?
It's gone.
Oh,
It's still
okay.
loading. Yeah.
You're going to go to loyalty,
Okay.
right in the middle. Up to the right 2 inches. There it is.
Yeah.
Loyalty. Click on add points to all viewers. Give everybody 100 points to start.
Now we can see who's in here too. Yeah.
Okay.
All these fine viewers.
Give Lego
Just
500.
100. Come on. We can do more than that. We can do more. Yeah. We'll give everybody 200. Shh. Don't tell them. It's not being
You're not
recorded,
supposed
right?
to say it,
It's not being recorded, right?
but you may have just got
Yeah, so it's
200
fun.
points.
It's fun when so this game's fun when the flop comes and you have to look at it and you got to go, man, do I keep a made hand? So I had King 10 and the flop came 2 hearts, and I had King 10 and the King 10 of hearts, and I was like,
Of course, you still have some of the same principles that apply to Omaha too. Like, getting I had 3 kings the other day. That third one doesn't really help you much. You're pretty capped on what you can get and can improve to.
yeah, it's funny when you get a hand, you get dealt 888 here or something.
3 of a suit doesn't tend to help you.
Yeah.
I had a good one where I got dealt ace, king, king, and an ace on the flop. So ditch one of those kings for top.
Yeah, you're hedging yourself and you're kind of
And then when a king hits, you kick yourself.
Yeah.
You go, that's why they call
I
it
think
crazy
they-
pineapple.
in fact, I'm pretty sure kings did it.
yeah.
So I think we're getting pretty close here. For those who didn't hear when Eric popped in, we were at 9 and we were waiting to get down to 8 so that the card readers could work for this game. We need that 9th seat for reading the discards. And instead, there was a multi-way all-in situation, I believe, and suddenly we were down to 6 players. So when this picks up, it will be with 6 players involved. and we'll
Come
go
watch.
from
I'm
there.
posting this on Facebook. Yeah, I can't wait to see this. Apparently, there was a good first hand to watch.
I don't
So.
see anyone in the chat. What's going on?
Yeah, where's everybody?
Oh, there we go. BT in the trap.
Given the
Yeah,
quite the
they
fun.
suckered us in, BT. We were just having a friendly poker discussion, eating some pizza, and
yeah, we all decided to come out and just
and
have
Eric
dinner.
said, "Y'all want to go go call the Crazy Pineapple?" And we're like, "Sure, why not?" So here we are.
Yeah, one of them mentioned it on the stream a few weeks ago. They'd mentioned that they wanted to get me, and I think it was Matt. Maybe it was one of the guys that were like, "Get me to
Yeah,
come
we've,
in and do
we've
the
talked about
do the
doing a Lego
commentary."
and Larkin or Chris
Yeah.
show or something. Or
Yeah, so we're good that we're here and we get to do this.
so,
What's up, BT?
You did really well in this tournament, like a few weeks ago.
Crazy Pineapple, I don't recall.
you've had a final table.
think
win,
you-
I think
I've had
though.
at
made a
least
good run,
2
yeah.
Final tables.
I think I was third last week. So that
had
broke
a
a
good-
bad spell for me. I had
had a
been
good win
cursed
in
at
the,
this game until then.
He had a good run in the New Year's tournament.
Oh,
Made the final table.
Yeah, I had 2 bullets I fired, and within 15 minutes of that first bullet, bust. And I had a guy that was just calling a $2,500 3-bet. We went at 1-2-2, 100, 200, calling a $2,500 3-bet with 5-6 off and gets there.
of course.
So, yeah.
You got to know what cards are coming. That's the only way to play the game.
Yeah.
He didn't make it to the final table, nor the final 18, so that says enough. So I rebought and then made a deep run. Had decent stack.
Just remember, anyone you tell bad beat stories about might be listening tonight. So
I'm looking at
we
you.
respect all forms of play. No,
That's right. And then you,
we all have those
then
stories.
you won Katie's game a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was maybe,
One of the bigger ones.
I guess it was 2.5 weeks ago, maybe
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, 'cause we got 3 tomorrow.
yeah.
4,500
Oh, yeah,
bucks
3
or
weeks
something?
tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds about right. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, more than $4,000. Pretty
Yeah, I
good.
think there was
Pretty
a-
good payout for a $100
3,000
tournament.
something. I think it was 34.
Or 34. That's what it was. Yeah, 34.
Yeah, but on 100 buy-in and
Yeah,
one
it
bullet.
was- I won it maybe 2 months ago. I won it, and it was like 1,700, and now all of a sudden it's like
Got to play when it's big. Gotta play when
3,500. It's
big.
insane. Yeah, if you're not playing on Wednesday nights here, you should come out.
Pretty sure
Starts at
that
6.
night you won it. You got my 4 bullets.
Yeah, I remember you
Hey,
entered
Tammy.
a few that night.
Hi,
Hello,
Tammy.
What's up?
We are in the
Tammy,
booth.
I was checking up on Eddie on his. Eddie quit smoking as part of his New Year's resolution, so I had
How's it
to.
going with that?
He's holding steady. He was chewing gum, and we ordered pizza. What did you tell him? You said after the first 24 hours, it's all
It's all
mental.
mental. It's the physiological effects of nicotine are gone after 24 hours. Because when I worked in the hospitals back in the day, it's where we used to tell smokers who came in and they were wanting
There we go.
Okay, one of these channels is a little hot.
No, I wasn't sure because we were late for.
the stream audio. You got it?
Yeah, that's better for us. I don't know what it's like for them up there.
1 and 2.
That was a blast to our
Start
eardrums.
the clock, please. Players all in.
How are the volumes for everyone else?
Players all in.
Thankfully, I know audio equipment, and I just looked for
Apparently
the
we
channel
got-
that looked really hot and turned
Apparently,
it
we
down.
got some action on this first hand. Let's see when the cards come up.
This is
How do we get the?
this is the stream. This is where it knocked down to 6 because he was already recording.
All in.
Yeah,
So the delay's kicked in. So
yeah.
we don't have any
that
whole
thing off
cards here.
We're not in control of the clock, all right?
That right here.
No, not yet.
Well, no, that's not right. That's not right. So 18,000.
Yeah, how do we turn the
18,000.
table volume down?
18,000.
And the table volume was right here.
Turn it way down, like almost all the way down.
Yeah, that's better.
We really only want it when we want it. Is it this one?
Okay, yeah, he said table volume high. Yeah, it was high in our ears too.
Yeah, it blasted us. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to turn it way down so we don't have to hear too much of it.
12.
We'll see how that works.
12.
I'm not sure how to get. That's just part of the.
Yeah. Tammy said the same thing we did. we got in the booth and we started doing this, and it was 9, and all of a sudden we looked at it, and Eric was talking to people, and all of a sudden it was 6. You probably could hear us. We were like, man, what happened? We're like, they got down to 6 quick.
Yeah, since we're all new to this, we'll figure out how to get the clock off the screen there. I'm
Go to,
not one of the prepared scenes, sources, logo alerts, and
did you try just like the regular commentary? One of those ones?
No. You want
no,
live stream?
it's coming from the live stream feed. It's already mixed on.
So does it matter that we're not in the spots that are on the tablet?
It changed them. Okay. Check. All right, everybody. Yeah, it's not. It was different. It was
I think you
different
want to
over
poke your
there.
head out since you're closest to the door and see if I can get an answer
Yeah.
on that. Let's see.
We're going to figure this out. We're going to get Eric to come in, and
When you get to the live stream, just
All right, here we go.
we can see the cards.
Auto Magic, he said?
Okay.
Yeah, because he didn't tell us how to bring up like any of the stats and other stuff. so-
Yeah. Yeah.
We literally just hopped in here, put on some mics, and suddenly they were down to 6. And I was like, oh, I guess
Yeah.
we're going.
Yep.
So, see a lot of familiar faces on the footage I'm seeing already. Let's see how many of them stay in. Cruz, yeah.
All hands have to be tabled here.
He was on quite a
Okay,
final
so let's
table
see what
run
we got.
here this
We
past
got-
week or so.
Somebody with ace 8 of hearts. Somebody with
I see a
6s.
pair of 8s on the river there.
3-8 is gonna win.
3-8.
Queen Jack.
Oh, and Queen Jack.
3-8 is gonna win here.
That Queen Jack had a straight draw and maybe a flush draw too.
She got him.
That's the 3 players.
Was that on camera?
Buttons right, and I got a dead small.
So is those chips going to Danny?
Chips went to Danny, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we did hear that she was the chip leader. So
I didn't think we were on camera there.
Yeah, Eric came in and said that she was an overwhelming chip lead. Said she had 200 and something thousand. And
there's only 650,000 chips in play, so that would be pretty significant.
yeah.
So we are streaming right now. If you guys want to jump on, you can like, subscribe, and share. I'm gonna move all the chairs out of the way.
Turn it down a little bit more. There we go.
Sweet hair flip in the back Lego from BT Hill.
Pretty epic hair.
He does have pretty epic hair, doesn't he?
And the beard. How long you been growing the hair out?
Basically, since COVID, I have. The last time I got my hair cut was in February or March of 2020, and then I did get it trimmed to get sort of even up, like March 2021. But those 2 haircuts are it since the start of COVID.
And the beard. You said you've pretty much had facial hair.
Martin, I see you said exciting timer action. We are told to just be patient and it will go away on its own.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because it's paused.
Here comes Eric.
Keeping a break. It'll go away as soon as we start tracking hands.
Okay.
Oh, because they weren't doing the action tracker
So-
that hand.
It will go away as soon as they start tracking hands.
Yeah.
So put the
In the meantime, we
Now they're on a break.
camera back.
we saw Melvin there for a little bit. Yeah, I'll put it back on us there.
There we go.
There we are.
People want to keep looking at us.
I don't know why.
Talk about your beard.
Mr. Nice user.
I can't grow facial hair. I get a little bit. That's about all. My wife doesn't like it anyway, so.
Kind of crazy. All 3 of us here tonight at Poker House, and none of us are in this tournament.
None of us even played
It's a
tonight.
very strange thing, but here we are. We happen to be in a room having a discussion, and
Yeah, Chris,
Damn, you
Chris
get-
and I, we got here about 5:30. We brought our laptops, did a little work, and we're having a little.
I made the 2-hour drive from Rockwall
Yeah.
thanks to I don't know, whatever accident happened on the bridge there. When the accident happens on that bridge, it's impossible to get around.
It was
Once
all
I
the
got
ladies
once
that
I got
got
across the
my hair
lake, it took 25 minutes to get here. Hour and a half was spent just getting across the lake that I live right next to.
So you see Chrissy in the chat with all the Street Fighter references. If you'll remember, Eddie was talking smack about Street Fighter. Oh, I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm so good. All right. So
Oh, this was the New Year's tournament.
yeah. So it was
Yeah.
before that. I think it was Katie's game, the Wednesday of. So he was talking about that, and I actually run in another circle where we go Street Fighter tournaments at Free Play Arcade, and there's
Been
guys.
there, fun place.
Yeah, I love that place.
They have a full-size version of BT Hell's little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game.
Yep. And then, so he's talking mess about how good he is, and I use Ken and Ryu, and I was like, well, there's guys there that are amazing with players you wouldn't believe, like Zangief. I mean, they're just crazy boxer, or, a boxer. If you have to remember the Japanese name, they called him Mike Tyson, Bison. But they switch it, the Japanese version and American version. So you have to, everybody just calls him boxer. Versus Dictator, which is, everybody else calls Bison in the United States. So anyway, there's these guys that play that are crazy good with all these players. And I'm just strictly a guile player, and I don't know. So anyway, we're calling out Eddie. He has between now and the end of February to enter the tournament and play at free play. And I have $100 whether or not he places or not. I guarantee you he doesn't.
Are you going to be in the tournament at the same time?
I know. I will. I mean, just for fun. Maybe we should all go, but it's.
Oh, no, I would not make it very far on that.
Yeah.
But it's all for fun. And on the Stun Day tournament, it's what they call it. Stun Day for Super Turbo on Sunday is free to enter. There's no prizes or anything like that, but it's just the best of the best. It's a best of 3.
Best of the best of the best.
And you just battle it out, and they bracket it up, and they rank you based on known experience. I'm somewhere at the lower middle, right? So I've never made it to the finals in that one. So Eddie thinks he's all that, and we'll see if he makes it.
I think it'll be worth watching for sure.
And it's all streamed too, so you can see it all on stream. They stream it straight from the cabinet, capture the video straight from it. It's a
Cool.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
during COVID,
Tag and link on Facebook the second he's there.
yeah. So during COVID, I was actually the stream producer for that for free play.
Excellent. Well, it looks like we're still
Happy New
just
Year.
waiting on them to get all set. I think they were getting the chip counts, but
Yeah, Eddie,
looks
Eric
like
was
he's
out there
kind of gone through that.
doing the chips. I got Butcher here in the box.
Butcher in the box. Yeah, looks like he's getting ready to get down
I
to the
think-
seat again.
I think Eddie's doing Action Tracker, or is Eric doing it? And I think Eddie's playing Cash.
Yep.
I think Eddie just said he was going to
Eric's
go play
doing the tracker.
Cash.
Eric's doing the tracker.
Yeah.
So
When he and I got here, Eddie was playing in the mixed game. So we were standing there watching them, and they were playing games that we've never played.
at least we can still see.
So
both
we were
of
like,
them.
they were explaining to us how to play Badoogie and Badacy and Badusi, and
I don't know any of those.
Oh, those are fun games.
they were trying to explain it, but trying to explain it to me is like trying to teach somebody how to speak a foreign language real quick, where you're like, okay, I can hear you, but I don't really know exactly what you're saying.
It's poker.
Yeah.
It's a degen form of poker, but it's a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and it's split pot.
Oh, Tammy
So
says,
you'd be
please
like
don't cut
trying-
Eddie down to size. He can't afford to lose more height.
Wow. He was getting a massage. He was
I'll
getting
get him a box
massage
to
while he
stand on.
was-
Is that because you're taller than him, Tammy?
Well, they're both pretty short. I played with Tammy a few weeks ago at Shuffle. She was in town, and it was the first time I'd met Tammy. I didn't really know her, and found out she was Eddie's girl.
That is one thing with these streams. I'm starting to figure out people and attach to them their names, and I'm starting to meet some people you hear about all the time. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of good fun. But
Yeah, it's one of the nice things about playing here. I talk a lot about playing at these places, and I was a regular at Choctaw for a long time. I was kind of talking to him about it. I used to play Choctaw every other Saturday pretty regularly in a lot of the big tournaments, but it's different here because here, like, we all know each other, and we know all the dealers and the floor guys and the guys who run the tournaments, and like we're friends with everybody, and we get to know all these people and everybody's kids, and
it is a very friendly, welcoming atmosphere, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Most of the dealers will remember you, and you'll get to know a lot of them pretty well. And
That's what I was saying when we were having that conversation. Is somebody in the chat, I forget who, you'll forgive me for it, but they would say it's just like Cheers. Everybody does know your name. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's because I'm so unique, but I literally don't have to show my player card anymore. They just say, hey, here.
don't say that. They're officially checking it every time.
yeah, exactly.
And then registering me in the tournament. They know I'm here for the tournaments. So, yeah, it really has been good.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you're like friends with people, and you're like I'm Facebook friends with quite a few of them now, and you know people's names, and you get to hear,
I got a question here, a poker style question. How does your play style change on tourney days? Tight aggressive. Well, That
I mean, it
That's-
doesn't
that's-
depend on the day.
kind of an individual thing. I mean, for me, I wouldn't say my style changes so much as just my ranges change. But the style's pretty consistent.
It doesn't change based on the buy-in of the tournament. Maybe if you were playing in a WSOP event, but whether you're playing the $100
First few levels
Katie's
of that
event
is
or
a-
the $200 Chris Mays tournament, when you're playing a $100 or a $200, that really doesn't make a huge difference in how you're going to play a certain hand in a certain spot.
Yeah.
You're going to play it based on the right way to play it. You know, a lot of us have been learning about GTO and what's the right way to play certain hands in certain spots.
The ranges vary greatly between cash and tournaments.
There
That
we
makes
go.
a big
Now we're
difference,
live.
but the
Right.
aggressiveness not so much.
You can kill the commentary.
Oh, yeah. It's a live stream.
Looks like we have action and
It
cards.
does. There we go.
Arthur definitely played him a lot of times, and Cruz has been on a ton of final tables for the past
yeah.
week, so he's just
I've played
consistently
him
getting
with-
here.
Yeah, I've played him with a couple times.
And he can be a tricky player at times, so
Right.
it'll be fun to watch.
Dr. Junk, I'm not familiar with that name or face.
He's got an ace king there, but it's all rainbow, which is always kind of a weird hand in this particular game because anyone who plays Hold'em knows that ace king is a drawing hand to begin with, and it can be a little tricky to play to begin with. And then you throw in the fact that your third card doesn't really connect with it in any way. It makes it even dicier in this particular game. He got a pretty good start right there, though. Arthur picks up the flush draw, so he'll likely get rid of his pair. And Danny really got no piece of this whatsoever.
Yeah, Danny and Dr. Junk, though, with over 200 big blinds each.
Yeah, they're pretty deep. Danny's quite a regular here.
Little under a half
She's
pot
had
bet
quite a
from
bit of
Dr.
success.
Junk.
Here. Danny always shows up with her dog.
Yes.
Likes to have her
Melvin
dog
is
sitting in her seat.
Everyone knows his name, too.
Half the time, you don't even realize she has the dog because she's so quiet.
Oh, he's very quiet.
Not like
very
my dog.
behaved.
Not like my dog. No.
So,
My dog.
this turn, not going to change anything.
He picks up a gut shot, though.
Yeah, you get the gut shot added for Arthur, but overall board texture, the betting approach, they're not going to change anything.
Yeah.
And you can see that
He's just gonna take that one
a little
down.
bit
Yeah.
out, take it down.
He's not deep enough. He's only got 9 bigs.
And he did have the flush and the gut shot.
Yeah, that's what I was
it's
saying.
it's a spot where you could
You can see the river.
get tricky.
Yeah. So there's 3 spots cashing.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there's going to be a
complicate them.
few more that are going to have to go out. They're not going to cash, so they're probably going to have to try and gamble it a little bit.
Yeah,
Try
half
and,
the
you
remaining
know.
field here.
Look
You
at
see Arthur's on a very short stack there. What is he?
9.
Yeah,
About
looks like he
19K.
has.
9 bigs. But he's on his phone cheating.
Was he really?
Yeah, you see?
Not really. It's just
No.
they're collecting the phones.
Eric
Yeah,
was just-
Yeah.
wasn't cheating.
So he's got 18K, yeah, 9 bigs. So we're still at 1-2-2. Not often we get to the final table of these tournaments, and we're still at 1-2-2.
Well,
But it
we'll
wasn't a
get-
huge field tonight.
Yeah.
Usually that doesn't matter too much, just because the stack sizes and the percentages work out.
So Cruz's hand here, this is an interesting one. He's got 3 to the same suit. Probably not a great hand he's going to want to play here because he's kind of.
He's got the Broadway
Yeah,
and the
that's a
wheel
good
options
fold.
there.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. I would play that.
Right.
I would definitely get to a flop.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's got ace king, he's got wheel cards, but I hate having all 3 of the same suit.
I might have been playing too much PLO 8 lately, though. I'd look at that and go, yes.
Ace queen 9. Or ace jack 9.
Yeah. So, this really kind of missed everything.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Danny's going
But if we know anything about Danny,
Check, and we'll see if the check through there prompts
Danny picks up a flush draw.
Dr. Junk to make a bet if it gets.
No, Danny's very
Danny's
aggressive.
really not- yeah.
As soon as she picks up a draw. Looks like he's just going to call here.
2 big stacks going up against.
This makes
check.
sense.
I guess call here with
He's,
the 5.
yeah, he's floating there, just not a believer.
Is he going to call the river? She bets.
At this point, all the draws
She
missed.
gives up.
He's got a pocket pair. It's
9-10 got there.
He's going for value.
wow, going for some thin value there.
Yeah.
Very easily could have been against a 9 there,
Yeah.
though.
Or Queen 10.
He might be thinking that it wouldn't call it down there.
Yeah, sometimes you got to find value where you can find it. Sometimes you gotta go thin and see where you can pick up a pot that you weren't supposed to win, or
Do they need to lower these monitors or what? I feel like
I know you're looking way up at it.
yeah, they probably should.
So what we got here? We got 22 viewers in the chat.
Ooh, did we give out the points? Did we give people?
We gave 200 to those who were here early.
Okay.
You know, we'll give this a little while. Maybe when we get down to the money, we'll
Yeah.
sneak some more points in there, whether they tell us we're allowed to or not. I think everyone will be okay with that.
You know what?
I think he does it on the half hour, so we got 15 minutes.
Guy on Action Tracker was way better than the guy running it tonight. Yeah, that might be the case, Eddie. We'll take that up with him.
Dr. Junk looks like he's coming in here for a raise. Three clubs.
You playing
Two
cash,
bucks.
Eddie?
He said he was going to.
More points. Yeah.
How do we take points away?
There we go. That's how you take points away. You duel for them.
All right.
All right. So we got
3 to a flop here.
a lot of Broadway cards in play. Not a lot of other stuff.
Danny's photo looks artistic. Dr. Junk, top 2.
Yeah, Dr. Junk top 2. Danny with the wheel got shot.
Yeah.
And Aggie Chris might feel reasonable with the top pair, top kicker at the moment.
Yeah. Is Dr. Junk, he's gonna probably got a raise here, right?
Yeah,
I think.
I would think so. You really want to protect against that flush.
Yep. Or against the hand Danny has.
You cannot play too passive in this game. You will get outdrawn.
Because if he had called, Danny probably would have called. Instead, you raised.
You've got to price people out. You got to make them make the mistake.
Exactly.
They're going to call you sometimes, but you want them to be wrong when they call you.
I have a feeling he's just going to get it in here, I think.
This game is just as stupid as CCR. Wow.
The duel or
What?
the points or Crazy Pineapple?
He might be looking at it.
Which
thinking,
game are you talking about, Eddie?
Oh, I think he's going to fold. He's doing that move. When you hold your cards like that, you're folding.
I think he's talking about the duel.
Oh, no, I guess
I see Tammy won the duel. There are days where
There he
Crazy
goes.
Pineapple feels as stupid as CCR. I can tell you that.
We got it all in, and he's calling. He's calling. He's going to ditch the 9. He's going to ditch the
But
7.
this goes back to the protection we were talking about.
Yeah.
Aggie Chris felt with top pair, top kicker, he needed to do it now.
Yeah.
There's not much that
Especially with,
is beating you right now. He just happens to be against one of those hands.
and he had a feeling he was against either a flush draw or a straight draw or a combo of maybe the 2.
Yeah, there's a lot of draws there.
That's the thing about this game. On the flop, you could just see.
Look at this.
3 cards.
Picked up some outs. All right. Yeah.
Clean run out for Dr. Junk.
Yeah, the wheel would have hit.
Like Aggie Chris.
That 4-5 would have hit.
Oh, true.
I played with Aggie Chris, I think, on New Year's Eve, pretty sure. Or Katie's game this last week.
Yeah, most of these people are regs in the room.
Yeah.
Familiar faces for anyone who's played here.
I played with him for sure.
Yeah. Had a long heads-up battle with Arthur before. And I'm talking like multi-level.
Oh.
We had just whittled out the field, and we both had very reasonable stacks. And the levels were long. It was one of those 20 or 30-minute level type tournaments. And we just had sufficient stacks, and we battled for, I want to say, 2.5 levels before finishing that up. That was a good one. Had a couple solid ones with Cruz as well.
I was heads up with Martine in the tournament I won. I won Katie's game back at the beginning of November. And Martine and I were heads up, and we played heads up for quite a while. We played heads up for at least a level. We played quite a bit.
It doesn't always happen with the fast structures, but every now and then you get in a tournament where you get that opportunity, and it's always fun, especially if you can have a good back and forth battle.
He tried to run a bad bluff against me. You know what he said? He goes, "Hey, you want to?" As soon as we got heads up, he goes, "Hey, you want to chop? I got to work early."
Didn't work, huh?
I was like, "Bad bluff, dude." I was like, because honestly, it was my first time being on the stream, and I had said, "Hey, you know what? I kind of wanted to play on the stream, and I had never, so I was like, it'd be kind of fun to play, and I want to play heads up for a little bit." And I've played enough sit and goes, and I've been playing for so many years. I was like, I think my heads-up game is pretty decent, and if nothing else, I can just shove a lot, and he's going to have to call. I'll have to make him have to call with whatever.
I enjoy heads up. Used to do, for those who played on full tilt, it's heads up, sit and goes, and you could just one after another and after another. And wow, you could get a lot of hands in.
Crew's showing that top set.
The game's changed significantly since then, though. We didn't have big blind antes back when we were doing those sit and go heads up.
True, yeah.
And
That
so
was a shock to
it
me.
changes things significantly. If you haven't reevaluated your heads up game since the introduction of big blind antes, you're missing out.
Yeah.
You're missing out. It's definitely an area to put some study in if you find yourself deep in tournaments regularly,
Yeah.
or you just want to be
if
prepared for
you're-
that time when the opportunity finally arises. It is worth looking at, because if you've only used old material or remembering your game from the past, it does not apply at all, almost. Aside from some basic uses of aggression and limping, some things like that. But the ranges you're working with and how you evaluate it is just completely different with the introduction of the big blind ante.
Ralph, who are you talking about?
So Ralph,
Commentary
yeah, well, I was
or
going to
the
say
dealer?
that people probably don't really
And the
recognize
box
our voices.
dealing
They
is
can't
Butcher.
see us, so it's
Yep. In the box is Butcher, and announcing is Dude Maestro
Chris Larkin, Scott Friedman, and Chris Lego.
and Lego over there. So
Everybody knows Lego.
that covers all the boxes now.
We were for those that joined late. We were just here having a little chat and kind of just talking some poker stuff a little bit and doing a little work and having a drink and.
Let's see. We've got Arthur
Eric
all
goes,
in
"Hey,
here at
what's-"
14K. Let's see what happens with this.
Oh, that's a 4-bit.
Yeah, we have Danny raised, Arthur went all in, and then Dr. Junk 4-bet out of the small blind with Ace 8-4. I don't know what to think about that. I'm not sure what he thinks Arthur was committing his stack with. Once Arthur goes in at the 14K, I mean, I see he's deep, and so I guess he's just taking a stab with it here, but. It's definitely speculative.
And he's got a little piece, but he's definitely not the.
Yeah, he
Kind
got
of
an open
wants.
ender.
Yeah. Danny's got two of the jacks. She's got an
He'll
overpair.
keep
and-
the ace 8, and Danny's got that great thing where you got the overpair, but you also have a pair on the board. And
Max
That's an
pressure.
interesting one. Would you ever fold the jack?
and Arthur is not dead. He can hit the jack, which we already know Danny has 2 of them.
Yeah. She's
But,
gonna fold.
should he get one of those
she's
remaining
folding
2
a 9,
jacks,
I'm guessing.
then he's got it.
Do you think that's an easy decision?
There, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
either way, you're
it's
at one pair.
pretty apparent that she's folding the 9.
You
but-
add a gut shot by keeping a jack
right,
9.
Right.
Well, actually, you got the gut shot either way. So, yeah, you keep the jacks. And Arthur does not have a whole lot.
That's not gonna help him.
King, queen, or jack here.
Up to
10.
10. Danny's gonna win another one.
Have a nice evening, Mr. Arthur.
Yeah. He was pretty short.
He
so-
he finds himself in these positions quite frequently, though. He's a solid regular player here.
Yep, so looks
So
like
now
there's
we are down to,
5 left.
whoa. I made the mistake of looking at the clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say Fire, we got 4 on the
I think
screen.
there's 5 left. I think there's 5
think-
left here now.
Got Danny,
Wasn't there- it was
Cruz.
6?
Poker
Yeah.
Monkey, I think 13 to first. That's all I can remember right now.
There's
They're
only
only playing
4 at the
top
table.
3.
Paying 3 spots, right?
Yeah, first was 1,300, and why did the rest go off the screen here?
Oh yeah, there's only 4. Yeah, there's these 2, and then the other 2 set.
There we go. Tammy's digging it up.
13,
That's
780, and
correct. So,
520.
It was a 130 buy-in, so 10x for first place. Not too shabby. There were 26 entries, so yeah, whoever wins this will be perfectly happy with that result.
Okay, Thomas.
So Danny limped under the gun here. 10-6 deuce, all hearts.
Yeah, definitely.
Big proponent at this point of a tournament of doing a lot of limping.
With 130 bigs.
I would raise. if
Hey,
I'm
look.
entering a hand, I'm raising.
I mean,
Smash that flop. Smash that. The king deuce deuce.
One of the advantages of the big stack is your fold equity on the others. So,
She bets out. Looks like Dr. Junk's
don't
gonna
have
call
a
here.
we don't
King.
have a whole lot to come along here. He's got a king, but not much of a kicker.
Figures.
There's no
figures
flush
top pair.
draws available. Backdoor only. But then Dr. Junk would have to get rid of his king in order to do that. So
Yeah.
Danny gets to keep her 2 and a backdoor flush draw. So she's really in the driver's seat here.
Yeah. A 10.
There you go, 95%. Yeah.
A 10 would be really bad for him.
That would,
He's betting 50.
especially with their stack sizes, a 10 would be about one of the few cards that could create absolutely crazy action.
She bet 50 into 40.
I would think he's going to be pretty. I think he'd be pretty cautious here with that kicker.
It's three-handed in here, Eddie. It's trying to get in word edgewise.
They're trying to straighten out the bust outs on the action tracker, I guess.
He's still thinking.
So we're gonna let Lego talk because Eddie wants to know why Lego's not talking.
Lego's not shy.
I'm very shy.
Oh, he folded.
Yeah, it's just very difficult to be good there with top pair.
She bet a lot. She
Medium
bet 50,
kicker.
She bet 50 into 40.
It's
she
very
bet
tough
like
to be good there.
20 into 40. He might have called.
And,
Top pair there.
yeah, Danny's a player where you might look that up sometimes, but they're deep stacks, and there's just no reason for them to get crazy and speculative when you've got 2 shorter stacks and you're on the money bubble. I mean, you want to put the pressure there. So he can definitely find a better spot than top pair without a kicker.
So, Eddie, there's another great quote that's a wise man.
You got to think of the quote before you start speaking.
Yeah. This is why I don't talk right here.
Says little and
There you go. There you go.
No, but
there you go.
it's
Sorry, I'm just reading from the chat.
yeah. The let me look at it. Google.
that's right. The wise man quote. All right, Cruz has queen 8.
Hey Siri.
It's kind of a good one
Google
here.
quotes.
You've got the queen 8 suited.
Thomas got the
pair.
5-5-5. We were just talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
When you got that third one, you've taken your outs. And so, yeah.
Hard to flop.
First
a set
of
when
all-
you've got them all.
Small pairs are devalued in this game to begin with. Set over set is much more likely. However, down to 3-handed, I think you can start to play it more like Hold'em in terms of your pairs. But with 5s, you're hoping to hit a set, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much all you're hoping for.
Yeah.
That's kind of best. You're not really looking to connect with much else, and if you've already taken one of your outs, it's just a no-brainer to go ahead and let that go. You're only going to get in trouble. Even if you get the case 5, you're
Yeah.
still very likely in some
He's
trouble.
gonna fold his 8. Keep the queens. She's got middle pair here
Gut shot.
and a straight draw.
This is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Uh-oh.
the straight.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it is. She kind of snickered too. Did you see it? The low low.
Oh, wow. Cruz with the snap call. Didn't even think about that.
A jack will get him.
The flush got there. The straights are all there.
That was an
I
overcard.
mean,
Now he's got not even top pair or over pair anymore.
that's a.
Bad
Okay.
he's gonna fold.
I like that quote too. But guess who did pay for full price for their pizza? Mr. Larkin did.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Pizza was good though.
I was late, not the pizza.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you can't help it when you live out where I do. Sometimes that traffic just has its way.
Okay, I found my quote.
All right.
Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt.
That's right.
So these guys are total fools.
Yes.
Making
we're
fools of
talking
ourselves.
way too much.
When we walked in here, Larkin asked me, he goes, "Are you gonna stop talking enough for us to?" It's like, I was like, "Don't be like Gary Six Killer." Gary Six Killer was making fun of me. He said I talk too much.
Well, yeah.
Gary Six Killer was telling me that. I'm like, "This is from Gary."
I think I did that to you at a game at a table one time too. I looked right over it, just like, are you gonna stop? Or are you gonna run circles around your chair? Or
I was on the stream once, and somebody said it in the chat. Like, does Scott ever stop talking? I don't
right.
know. I don't know who it was. I didn't want to find out.
back to the action. Back to the action. So
That's why
there.
they have the door cracked. It's
Danny's got a lot of chips.
Yeah, it does get hot in here pretty quick. You got a fan over there, right?
Yeah, but
Angle it down a little bit. If it doesn't make noise on the mic.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to use it to draw in the air.
Just a little circulation. 3 bodies in here. It does definitely get warm.
And I'm a heat.
But if you
drinker.
open the door, then you get all the noise from out there, and it gets very difficult.
Yeah. BT, that's pretty close to my quote as well.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
I
These
just
are
like
all
it-
good quotes.
I like it worded better as to remove all doubt.
All right. So we're on the money bubble here.
Yeah.
That kind of changes things a little bit, right? We talk about, you hear people talk about ICM. ICM is essentially the
Here
idea
is very
of,
clear because you've got 2 huge stacks and 2 very small stacks.
Right.
Yeah, the dynamics are
He's got aces.
Do we know the button that shows the stacks?
no, but I mean just eyeballing here. You got the towers in front of Danny there.
Yeah. She's
And
got more
then,
than 80
But I
big.
know we're
Dr. Junk's got a good pile in front of him, and the other and Cruz and Thomas are both
but
looking
there's-
for their spot.
I know there's a button that we.
Yeah, there is, but
Come on, Eddie.
We didn't get that run through.
Eddie, come.
Yeah,
through
Eddie,
with
how do we
clutch
put the
instruction.
stats on the screen, the VPIP and all that stuff? We hit one of
It's
these.
on the A10 switch, I'm sure.
I'm not going to start just clicking stuff.
No.
If you watch this scroll.
I started clicking on the audio, but that's because I'm familiar with audio. So didn't take me long to identify the hot channel there. But,
Yeah, that fan's picking up some noise.
Got some nice hands here. We're going to have some action.
yeah, this, don't forget any hearts on the flop. This could be really interesting. Almost the entire heart straight flush or royal flush accounted for. The jack just full.
And the wheel.
Interesting spot for Thomas here. He could call, but again, ICM, right? He folds and he hopes that these two with the big stacks.
Yeah,
somehow
they're just
play
waiting
a
for
hand.
they're waiting for Cruz or Thomas to get in a hand.
Right.
Oh yeah, Cruz is really short there. 15K.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
playing pure ICM game now, but he's gonna catch the blinds before Thomas. So
Yeah. So Danny's got top pair here. Dr. Junk kind of missed the whole deal here.
2 minutes. That's all you need.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's got
That's
the
what she said.
got the 2.
That's bomb pot. I hate bomb pot.
Ace 2.
I always
king,
lose
queen.
so much at bomb pots. Oh, now she's got 2 pair.
Oh wow, yeah, that's gonna be pretty easy to get away from Ace 2 here. Except
He's
Lead
just
into
calling
it.
along with
he called.
just the 2.
He just does not believe.
That ace is coming. Nope.
And this is Danny's reputation gets her paid sometimes, and this is a prime example. She will get in there with hands where you see them show down, and you become a non-believer, and then you start paying her when she's got it, and it's a very viable strategy. She's by no means the only person who implements that approach to tournaments, and
Yeah.
I never.
it's kind of a boom or bust strategy. You see situations like this where she's got the monster stack happen, and if not, then just out of the mix. And
He's posturing.
it's
He's posturing.
you really. I was surprised he got that far. But. And what sets that up is you've got to be willing, as a player like Danny, you've got to be willing to fire that third barrel when you don't have it.
Right.
In order to make these situations profitable. Because if you give up on that third barrel, then that allows him to do exactly what he just did.
Yeah.
Call the flop, call the turn, and then expect to check down on the river where maybe his 2 is good.
And that's one of the hardest things for somebody that's getting better at poker or learning to get over is like, hey, sometimes I don't want to bet because I'm afraid I'll get called, or I'm afraid I'll have to, but
And sometimes when you
Getting
pick the
over
line,
that.
you've got to just commit to it. And it's the only way to stay unexploitable in that situation.
and a lot of times you're sitting there with 8 high on the river and you're like, well, I'm not going to win by checking. My 8 high is not going to win, so.
Of course, doesn't mean you should always blindly bet. But
Right.
Cruz has got 2 hands before he's got to get it all in.
if we're analyzing too much for everyone, sorry, but we were having this kind of discussion before we got in the
Yeah.
room, so our brains are kind of in that mode right now.
Thomas doesn't even want to risk it.
Danny's just going to get a walk, and she's got a good hand. kind of noise when you
I can hear
get a
a
walk
from
and have a
outside
good
the door.
hand.
Yeah.
Like to look at the real clock and see how many are actually still left.
No spoilers.
No.
Eddie, you can just text the instructions.
Hold on.
I completely dismissed the deuce because I'm like, what were you thinking? You're like thinking about it. Is this bitch really gonna fucking bluff me?
F-bomb.
I mean, I do make moves like that. I do make moves like that.
She's definitely a good tabletop.
But I'm not gonna make a move against you because you've got all the tricks while these guys are just praying for us to get into a battle.
It's exactly, we were just talking about ICM.
Yeah.
Exactly what she means. She doesn't want to make a big play against him, and she was.
We got Eddie has just walked in the booth to
But here's what I'm gonna
help
do.
us with our sanity. Pardon the noise for a moment, or do we want to mute that one?
I change the setting to make it after 15 hands. Outputs. Oh, on. Figure 15 hands.
That's the number of seconds.
That's the number of hands before it pops on. So before. 1 second.
it all in here.
Oh, Cruz doubled.
Yeah.
I'm turning on the.
He was showing us how to change, so we can show like on the screen, like the stack setting, the stack sizes, and the beat settings.
Somebody didn't turn it on.
Oh yeah. No, you just have to grab.
Oh, right here already? Yeah. Well, shit. Sorry, guys. My bad. I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, don't worry, Danny just said worse on there.
Okay. So. Okay, you're good. Screen
So hold on, guys. Sorry about all the noise.
That was not me that cursed. That was Lego.
Pure lies. Pure lies.
There we go. Okay, yeah. So now we can select that, I guess. See the payouts and all the stats and everything.
Yeah, that's
So if you
for our
click
reference.
it,
I think
will
it'll
show
pop up on the screen at certain times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure I want to mess
We're
with it too much. But we're looking at Danny on 378K, Dr. Junk on 194K, and then Thomas with 45,000 and Cruz with 28,000. So big disparity. Not surprising that some of their other stats like VPIPs are falling right in line with that, with Danny and Dr. Junk being involved in the vast majority of hands and Cruz and Thomas being involved in very few.
Danny's raising here, ace or king queen suited with a 4.
Yeah, and Cruz is now deciding if this
Oh.
is his spot, and he did not
Wow.
take it.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like a play
Ace
he's
king.
made before. From the hands I've seen him play, that doesn't seem like.
Maybe
He's
maybe
playing much
looking
more
at
bubble
the-
aware than I've seen him in the past. But with that being said,
Yeah.
third is 520, which on a 130 buy-in is not insignificant.
No.
I mean, for
four buy-ins.
yeah, for the min cash, that's pretty good. So it's worthy of doing that for sure. I mean, it's a $520 decision.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would.
especially when you got
I think,
another
I think,
short
I
stack
think
right
I'm
next to
ripping it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's also pretty sure he's getting called there.
Sure.
Now he's got ace king.
Oh,
It was the king that was suited. I wonder if
He
the
was
ace
suited.
was suited if he would have done it.
This will be a good one.
Yeah. Once again, though, you've got the big stacks getting involved here, and
Danny's got a nice hand. She can make a straight. She can make a flush. She's got a good pair. She can make a 2
it
pair.
looks like everyone's got all the same cards here.
Yeah.
Queens, jacks, and tens are well spoken for. And
Dr. Junk thinking about coming in for a 3-bet here. Looks like it.
yeah, and the cruise is going to get out of the way. I mean, if he didn't do ace king,
Yeah.
then he's not doing queen, jack, 6.
No. Thomas, same
That's,
thing.
yeah, that's horrible in this situation. So
It's mostly these two playing hands against him, and the other two waiting for.
let's look for a high card flop, because any high card flop is going to be very interesting here.
Oh.
Oh, the 10.
10. Oh, got a top pair versus set. This is exactly what Thomas and Cruz wanted. Was these two to make hands against each other. And
I mean, imagine if you'd had something like King Jack 10 come out where you get a boat versus Broadway. Or
So she checked. He bet 50.
oh,
And she
Danny making the
snap
move.
shoves.
And
She
that's-
snap shoved as soon as he bet. She shoved.
I think that's
Didn't even think about it.
yeah, a little overly aggressive here. That's going to make it a lot easier for him to lay down top kicker.
Right.
I think what he's going to think about though is if you look at it though, look at his left stack. So he put 50 out, and he's got maybe 90 left, 100 left. What do you
99.
99. Yeah.
Which is still significantly more than the other two stacks to his left.
Yeah. It's
And
20.
then they just had the conversation about she's not going to get mixed up with him, with
No.
him and the big.
She's
stack,
doing it
so
to where
he-
it looks like she's bullying and making the pure ICM play where it's near impossible to call. And this is one of the reasons it's near impossible to call, because it would be wrong to call.
See if we can hear him talking.
I think it's, yeah. I think it makes it too easy for him to get away from that. And on a rainbow board, this might be one of the few times in Crazy Pineapple where you can maybe take that next card and get that next street of value. Yeah, you're losing already at 8-9, but
just call him and
we haven't seen many 8-9s hitting the flop here and the hands being played since it got shorthanded. We're just
Which
not
was
seeing a lot of that in
shorthanded
action,
from
so-
the first hand.
do our loyalty. It's 9. We missed. Our
Oh
9:30.
yeah. We were gonna do the points. Yeah.
It's buried behind that. Correct?
Yeah, I've got it down here on one of these other screens.
No, it's on the poker lab, the Streamlabs.
Yeah. You have to close that thing. It was it's behind that.
No, go back to where you had it. Here, let me drive. Gotcha. I got you. Here, it's behind the stats.
Yeah, it's on here.
Oh, there you go. Loyalty. Yeah. Add points.
How much y'all want to give? Pick a number.
150.
I was gonna say 300.
Well, what'd you say, Leia?
He said 150.
150.
Oh, we'll average it then.
Dude,
225.
there you go. Sweet.
Done. Queued.
Nice. Now let's go back to the.
Bring our other little thing up.
Oh, Cruz is all in here. He's got ace king of clubs and a 10.
So maybe it's
Danny gonna
ace
call
is what-
here.
Yeah, I think he was looking for that suited ace
Yeah.
or a large pair.
And she was gonna call with just about anything, especially in the big.
Ace and two suited cards, absolutely.
It's only 22 more to call. Look how many chips she's got. So now with Crazy Pineapple, we're going to see the flop. We don't expose our cards yet because we're going to see the flop. And then they're going to muck their cards. So you can see she's going to fold the ace and keep the flush draw. And he's going to keep, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of options here. He's just
Yeah,
got to hope
he's
to
still
hit.
ahead.
Yeah.
Still ahead, but she's got a lot of cards. She can make a straight.
Man, she's got the higher equity, 63% here.
Yep. Jack of clubs. That's not going to do it. And a queen of diamonds. And he holds.
All right.
It's a good run out for.
Dang, keeps going. Breathing.
Deep breath.
He's like, I grind this much, and then I
It's-
double up with ace high.
It's pretty hard to hold with a naked ace king and Crazy Pineapple.
And just winning with ace high. But when,
Yeah.
when she flops the flush draw, that's,
But aside from a couple of pre-flop dynamics, the game starts to play more and more like Hold'em as you get shorter and shorter handed.
yeah.
Full ring, there's just so many flushes and straights involved and so many potential sets. You have to really sidestep that minefield. But once you start getting down to here, people start making their decisions, especially as no one has studied the game very in depth in this player pool. The decisions start to
Yeah, there's not a lot of
tend to go back to
content.
what people are used to, which is finding a good Hold'em hand and hopefully a third card that connects in some way.
I don't think the points worked. Look at the 920, 75, 75, and look at the 975, 76.
Oh, you got one more point?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Points didn't work.
Are you in the stream?
Yeah.
Did you like it? Are you subscribed, Lego?
Yeah, everybody,
Nah, I know
everybody,
you are.
everybody needs to like the stream.
Smash that like button.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
And that's kind of how you
I was the only one that.
finagle the YouTube algorithm is all the likes helps push it out to more people that are interested in poker streams. So people that watch Hustler and The Lodge and some of those other ones, it'll get a better chance of them finding ours, the more people that like it and subscribe and all that.
Cruz. Cruz got top pair, top kicker again.
Danny called him with middle pair. And he's not even all in here. He doesn't have to be all in anymore.
kings are firework.
Eight of spades on the turn. Doesn't really change a whole lot. There's Cruz. He's betting out.
He underbet. She bet 10 on the.
Yeah, which is going to smell a lot like value.
Yeah.
He's just, with his stack size, he's unlikely to do this with air.
Right.
Yep.
She folds. It's pretty
As
disciplined.
wild as she is sometimes.
I was going to say, that's pretty disciplined. Yeah. I thought she was going to for sure
Yeah,
just
but-
check call there.
It was pretty much a face-up situation.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even doing that with the jack that she's chopping with. I think he's doing that with the top pair
Yeah.
or better only. Yeah,
it's an
he's still
interesting game,
got a
you
very
know.
short stack to his left. It's just not a spot where he's going to mix it up without something behind it.
Do you think backdoor draws get changed because you're folding a card on the flop? So you think there's less chance of getting a flush run out because you're not keeping that third card? Or do you?
Well, that's always a possibility.
It's interesting
It's-
to see the whole cards before they're even finished being dealt.
Yeah, and the other dynamic of what you're hitting at there, Scott, is the concept of what other people would fold out. Sometimes there's a pretty scary combination by the time you hit the river. But if you think back and think, would someone have kept that combination on the flop?
Yeah.
And does it make any sense? And you can replay the hand, and it tells a very different story. So it's very important to think about that card removal effect and the likelihood that someone would have continued with that in the first place. It's very easy in this game, especially when you've gone through the minefield of the full ring, to kind of get
Dr. Junk.
almost a little scared of some of the combinations
He's
that get
trying
there.
to figure out, is he going to just raise or if he's going to shove here?
He would like one of those aces to be suited, I can tell you that. I would much prefer one of those aces to be
Mint
suited.
click.
Yeah. She calls. I'm kind of
She's
a little surprised she's calling
Well,
here.
look at the stack size. She's got two suited cards, and that can essentially be the nuts here if you catch it.
she's on the
And there you
button.
go. Look at that.
She's got flush draw.
She can go with the flush draw or the straight draw. I'd go with the flush draw all day, all night.
And he's obviously going to keep the aces. Not the
You
four.
don't want to keep your four? Come on.
Not
It's a heart. It's your only hope at a backdoor flush.
True, and you have to remember in like Crazy Pineapple, it turns into Hold'em after the flop, so you don't have to use both cards like PLO.
Because you figure, yeah.
She shoves. Look, he bet she shoves.
Yeah, he's
This
gonna-
is exactly what Cruz and Thomas wanted. Was these two to get into a huge pot.
Yeah, but his stack had already been kind of dwindled down a little bit. So
So she kept a.
Yeah, she's
going to have a commanding chip lead if she wins this hand.
she already does.
she's still good 38% here.
Yeah.
And I mean,
650, and she's got
10
4
diamonds.
that's more outs for Danny.
Queen of diamonds. Dr. Junk gets a good run out.
Aces hold.
Yeah. She picked up the open ender there, but
Not following you, Ralph. That was a while ago when there was when they were going from 9 to 8, actually 9 to 6. We can't play a full ring with Crazy Pineapple on the RFID table because they need one of the hole scanners to show the discards. And then they were on a break shortly after.
And a three-way all-in the first hand.
Up to 33 viewers. I wonder if they've liked and subscribed.
Everybody like and subscribe and share.
I recognize a lot of these
Do
names.
super
I'm thinking they
chats.
have, but if you haven't, please do.
So you've got some guest commentators here tonight. I'm Scott Friedman with Chris Larkin and Chris Lego here.
That explains the crickets in the chat.
Yep. That would be just Lego. You don't have to keep doing the Chris Lego.
That's right.
Just
The Chris's.
It's like Madonna.
Lego.
It's like Elvis.
That's right.
Just like Madonna.
Like Snoop Dogg. I mean,
You messed it up. Calvin brought us.
That's right. Danny's got a couple diamonds here.
Looks like when you take us out of the chat, though, it just gets quieter and quieter. we're missing some regs for sure.
Danny coming in with almost a 4X open.
Dr. Junk getting away from the 10-9-9.
Cruise folds.
It's a very, very reasonable hand
Thomas.
in this configuration.
One thing I do notice about Danny sometimes with non-regular players, she tries to use her feminine wiles a lot more. But with regulars, she doesn't. But with new players, and she's, flirty with them.
And there you go. Recorded for posterity.
With us
Danny, when we
regulars,
review it.
She's always
Just states the
we're
facts.
on-
she's always smiling whenever she's playing.
Does she have perfectly even stacks there, the 5,000s and 1,000s? Did you see that?
Rewind.
She's
That
been
was
doing like the. She's been doing just the.
Oh,
big,
watch when it
big
pans
stack.
over.
Yeah.
She's got perfect towers of chips there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right.
I've never stacked mine that high because I'm almost 100% certain I would knock them over
Yep.
doing something else.
It is different being in the booth, Eddie. It's warmer in here for sure.
We're talking too much, right, Eddie?
You got to let the play breathe.
Otherwise, they're gonna listen to silence. We could turn the table mics up.
But there's a little more thinking at this stage of the tournament.
Especially when you're four-handed, paying 3. A lot of times you're like, man, especially on these streams, because if you're not on these streams very often, you might have some friends watching, some family, some people
Yeah.
you know, and then you're like, oh, man.
I have a feeling that once the bubble bursts, it's going to go pretty quick.
Yeah.
But they are definitely fighting at this bubble.
I made the final table of this tournament a couple weeks ago, and I literally busted on the first hand. We were
260.
not kidding.
It happens. So we got 650K total in play. And Danny has 371,000 of those.
Yeah. And she had 433. Yeah.
Thomas, the short
Before
stack,
that
at
other hand, yeah.
24,000. So he's got 4 bigs.
Yeah.
And that's really going to limit action here for a bit because he doesn't need to voluntarily put money in on this hand or the next one.
10 bigs, and he's calling.
No, out of there.
Danny gets a discount, so she calls.
Interesting cruise here, limped with the hand that he was folding earlier when he was short stacked.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to be
Because
folding.
we saw very similar hands that he was getting rid of earlier.
I don't think he's going to be folding now.
No. Especially on a rainbow board. You feel a lot better about your ace king here.
Yeah. He's only got 9 bigs, so I have a feeling he's going to try and get all the money in on the turn here.
It's got a little bit over a pot bet. So he could do it without it looking out of place. Oh, well, it's gonna be tough to get paid now, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think Danny's going to be.
You know, the flush come in and the king pair. He needed to bet that earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, neither of them loved the river.
I'd like,
He liked it better than she did, but
She bet it.
yeah, she
She
figured
called
she
it.
wasn't going to win in other ways.
Yeah. Just
If it was a club but not the king,
the club kept him
then
from
he might have folded.
raising it or doing anything else there.
Yeah, but if it was a different club, though, she might have bet and he might have folded.
I think he would have gotten value on the flop. She had second pair there. So.
We got
Easy
Butcher,
to watch when you can see all the hands.
we got Butcher dealing. He's got
You can see all the hands.
a beard almost like Lego.
He wishes.
Oh,
You guys have those beards.
working on it.
And Terrell out there. Terrell's got that big beard too. He was playing mixed games when we got here. Terrell's playing mixed games with that.
I was in Austin a couple weeks ago, and I was standing outside, and this guy comes out with a beard way longer than mine. He's like, dude, you can't just walk up into my zone while I'm and outbeard me. But everybody in Austin's got bigger beards.
Did you challenge him to an arm wrestling contest?
Yeah. So we can hold hands and stare into each other's eyes.
So we got here.
My kid just went down to Austin. I rented a hotel room for my 18-year-old kid, and she drove with a friend down to Austin for a couple days. They're going to visit Texas State.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter's thinking about going there next year.
10 p.m. tourney on Saturday. Oh,
That was the Insomniac one. I don't know if we're doing if they're going to keep doing that tournament.
It was on Poker Atlas for
Insomniac
the
one?
last week. Is it still on there for this week?
Yeah,
Oh.
did it make last weekend? No, it couldn't have made Saturday. That
The
was New Year's Eve.
holidays, and we had that tournament. Yeah.
That was New Year's Eve, so that wasn't going to happen. So, good question, Poker Monkey. We'll look into it for you.
How was that New Year's Eve tournament? You guys both played it. I was home. I had a headache. But
Dude, the
That-
field was stacked.
Don't ask me about New Year's. That was
The
there
field
was a cooler to be found. I found it
did
that
you
day.
Did you guys do toast at midnight? Were you here?
Yeah. Didn't you
Midnight
watch
or
it?
11?
Didn't
yeah.
you see me on the final table?
Yeah. Well,
You're just trying to get.
Come
I
on,
couldn't
man.
remember what
Come
time
on.
it
Didn't you
ended.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we were there. We paused at 11:55, which was 5 minutes before the final table.
3 hands on the screen and not a looker in the bunch.
Thomas has got a flush draw here.
Cruz top pair.
Danny's got nothing here.
Actually, Cruz has 2 pair.
Yeah. King
Oh.
deuce.
Yeah.
And he's gonna min bet. He's up to 18 big, so
The question is, will Thomas go
Thomas
for it
only
with the
has
flush
2
draw
bigs.
here? Well,
He's
just,
going to keep the flush draw.
will
Yeah.
he pull the trigger? That's what I want to know.
He's live.
Yep.
Oh, he got there too.
see Cruz.
Nice. Look at Thomas hitting that flush.
He's shoving, and then here comes Cruz.
Cruz has got a call at that
No.
that size.
Yeah.
And this is
And
similar,
he's still got outs. so-
similar to Omaha, where you see a board pair and you're going to be like, oh, man.
So Cruz drawn to a king or a deuce. I don't think we saw any of those folded, did we?
Oh.
Another spade.
So he let
Thomas
him.
is gonna-
I wonder if he bets on the flop. Does Thomas gamble
I
the way
think
he's
so.
been playing?
Yeah, he's been playing tight, but at that point, he was really.
He let him have that free card. So
He could have had 2 more free hands, but it just. I don't know that you're going to find a much better spot than heads up with a flush draw.
I think the blinds are about to go
You
up.
can
here.
only be so patient with that number of blinds. Yeah. Because now he's up to 48,000.
Still four-handed. They're still,
And he's still.
hotly contested
and
bubble.
and no bubble pay or no chopping or nothing yet. So
I don't expect we'll hear that.
you're Mr. No Chop.
So Insomniac tournament is still listed on Poker Atlas for this weekend.
Yeah, it was doing the exact same thing. I was going to tell you.
Whether or
Poker-
not it happens, I guess, I don't know. I did not pay any attention to it this past Saturday.
Dr. Junk's got a couple Broadway cards. And
I was a
suited. Oh, he folds.
bit worn out from tournaments by that point, and
just kind of folded
somehow was
ace,
still
queen,
talked
jack.
into staying up and watching someone play on the final table.
Yeah, he just folded ace, queen, jack with 2 queen, jack of diamonds. That's a kind of a nice hand to just fold.
I think he's trying to fold his way into the money.
After that big double up.
And right now, Cruz has about twice the stack of Thomas. 98K compared to 45K according to our stats.
7 minutes left in
just,
this blind level. We're
Yeah, we
Then we go to 4,
we
8,
just
8.
haven't really pushed the dynamic hard enough yet on the 2 short stacks. Danny's done a little bit, but neither of the big stacks have gotten overly aggressive with their sizing to create that. And a big part of that is I think Danny would be much more inclined to do it, except she has Dr. Junk to her immediate left.
Yeah. It seems like you
I think if you switch their seats, we see a completely different dynamic here.
Yeah.
Thomas
I
has
think
a
if she
pair.
gets his action before hers, you would see some larger raises going into those short stacks, and a lot of pressure and collecting of blinds. But this particular layout is keeping that from happening.
Thomas folded a pair. He could have limped a pair, but again, he's so short, and he wants these people to see them to try and play a hand. Dr. Junk's raising here with the 6s.
Well, we talked about this a little bit earlier. At this stage, the short-handed any pocket pair starts to increase in value. Small pairs are almost worthless early in this tournament. They pretty much only get you into trouble.
I don't think he's going to love the ace 8-7 flop with the king 6-6 though. She's going to keep the gutter. He's got 2 of them.
And he's got the long club.
He's got the blockers.
There you go.
King club. Another 7. Sixes are gonna win.
Check,
Oh,
check.
check. I'm surprised we didn't see Danny take a stab.
I was waiting to see her bluff the try and bluff the
I mean,
river. but
yeah,
he's
there's
not-
no way she thinks her hand is good at showdown, but he's also shown a tendency to call in some spots where he didn't believe.
He's also not deep enough. I think if she raises, she's kind of.
Yeah, I'd kind of have to go look back, see if there's a size that's big enough to get the fold that you want without committing you if he jammed over you.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing worse than that.
Especially at the money bubble.
Chat's awfully quiet.
Yeah, where's everybody? I guess because half the people that are in chat are the 3 of us here in the booth.
Right.
Background discussion of stuff that is definitely not live, or definitely is not on the door.
On the stream, we
Yeah,
can
we're
hear
hearing
them.
their actual discussion out there out
Yeah.
the door.
Which one's the table?
Hold on.
No, that's the table, but it's the delayed table mic. That one,
That's the table one.
yeah, you didn't want to turn that all the way.
That's somebody else in the background.
We're getting
Yeah, close it all the way. I think our mics are picking up the outside.
Ooh, 10s, aces,
yeah, because I was getting
jacks.
2 versions of Danny talking.
Yeah, I got a big hand brewing here.
All right, how about
Wow, this is pretty rare.
3 pairs. See if we can set over set here.
4-handed and get 3 pairs. Yeah,
the same
that's
suits
that's-
all the way around?
Everybody has
We're
a
gonna have it?
spade.
10 hits, of
Oh yeah,
course.
everybody has a spade, a club, and a heart.
Of course.
And a 10.
The smallest of the 3 pairs hits.
And he checks. Of course.
Say they call this game crazy, but how many times have you seen that in
She's raising.
every other game you've played?
Dr. Junk is like,
No flush draws available.
she
I
raised
mean,
to 80. 105 total.
no already made straights. I mean, that's as solid as a top set ever feels right there. There's just not much he's worried about.
Oh, well,
Say-
he's gonna count, and then he's gonna go, okay, I'm all in. I bet. It's most of his stack already.
Yeah, so
He's looking at- he's-
180K. It's 105 to call. Yeah.
What's the line he's thinking about?
Yep.
Vegas and the Mirage.
Well, the nice thing there is he knew, looking at his stack, he could go all in without it looking like he's that strong necessarily.
Yeah, he couldn't believe it when she raised. He was like, oh,
Yeah.
come to mama.
So that's just dream scenario.
Hey, the Cruz made a great lay down there, though.
And Cruz and Thomas, they might. They're both gonna.
Oh yeah, Danny goes for that price, and then Dr. Jung goes all in. You get out of the way.
They're all hoping for. They're all hoping for a jack. And she busts him, and then he'll be in the money.
There we go.
Runs out. He makes a boat. 10's full.
Full double, big stack.
That's a big one.
All right,
Right.
and that has drastically.
Yeah. So now she's got 120K, and he's got 440K.
More importantly, not only Danny down to that 120K, but more importantly, that's only about 2.5 times what Cruz and Thomas have. So that advantage is gone. It's like they're asking for a recount.
Yeah.
Hey, it's at the half hour. Let's get us some reward points.
Beer. Oh.
I don't know. How often does Eddie give out points? Because they say it's too much.
Half hour. He says half hour during the tournaments.
Is that what he
I
does?
think we got to pay for him.
Come on, Eddie, back me
Well,
up.
last time yours didn't show up, right? Blaine?
Correct. I did mine just before, so we'll see.
All right.
I was gonna do mine.
Queued the payout.
Points.
We'll see what happens this time. I mean, I see how the gamble stuff is all working.
Right? There we go. Talk about free points, and everybody starts rolling out of the
That's right. Come on, people.
gamble.
Little Bo's doing a little last-minute prep for Choctaw. Good luck.
Yeah, you got some
Good luck, everybody
later.
playing. We'll be up there. I'll probably be up there at some point.
Because you're up by almost 500 and you only won 354 there. So you got some points somewhere in there.
Oh yeah.
Monkey Monkey's gamble is not working. I'll try mine.
Oh, we blocked you, Poker Monkey. Sorry. No, I don't know.
Let's see if mine's going to work.
Poker Monkey and I have both had that issue before on stream where the
Uh-oh.
Streamlabs stuff just stopped working for us entirely.
Oh, there's mine.
We got
Oh, I won
got
200.
another big hand there.
Almost the same exact hands.
Aces and tens.
Junk's got his tens again. He hasn't even finished stacking
And
it.
Crew's glad to have a hand that he can just get out of the way with.
Right.
She
I think she's shoving.
She opened 5x.
I was going to get out of the way, yeah. Well, she raised, he called, so.
She's jamming.
She opened 5x. He called.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought he
we're
raised.
getting to the flop here. If
Yeah,
she
she's
raised.
under the gun.
I can't imagine there's a whole lot of flops she won't jam, though.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, she don't need to waste time.
And he folds.
Folded face up, I think.
Folds the tens.
Yeah, sure.
Think about it. All right, blind's going up.
You're on that board. That's actually a pretty tricky fold.
Wow. So we're going to be 4 and 8 and 8. So remember, the big blind puts the ante out. For those who've played poker for a long time, remember putting the ante out. Everybody used to put the ante out. Now the big blind puts the ante out.
That was a total shock to me when I got back to playing poker this year. I had no. What do you mean big blind Indian? I've never heard of this thing. It was mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, it hits you when that level goes up and the big blind comes around to you and you suddenly put in what used to be like 4 big blinds and now is only your big blind and an ante.
Yeah. Or when you get moved from the blind to the blind. Although places
wow.
like here.
That's aces
we go.
3 hands in a row.
Yes, and this time he's got a suited one on top of that. I mean, that's as much of a monster as you get in this game.
Danny's got a good hand.
Yeah, she'll play that.
Oh yeah. She's gonna call and then she's gonna shove like a lot of flops.
Yeah, when it gets down to this stage, you're really looking for a good hold'em hand plus some type of connectivity from your third card, whether it's
Yeah.
flush or straight.
Like this.
Yeah.
Just some type of connectivity.
Well, she's open-ended.
And a
She
flush.
shoved.
Open-ended with the flush draw. And
Right.
she can
She's
keep
gonna
both of those
keep
cards,
the
so she
club.
doesn't have to give either of those up, which is nice. Sometimes you got to choose between one of those,
Yeah, that's
the flush or the open-ended, but she's got the ideal scenario here.
Think he's gonna fold? Do you think there's a chance he's folding here?
That's a
Big bet.
really bad board for an overpair.
Yeah.
I don't care what game you're playing.
in the big blind. If you're considering ranges again, this is a range that
He
suits.
calls. So she's gonna get rid of the queen. He's gonna get rid of the 9.
They discard and then show. We have seen that be a mistake in the past where people new to this game show their hand before they've made their discard, and that is a critical error because you're giving that extra card removal information to
Or
your opponent.
or before
they
another
know what
player
else
just-
is not in the mix before they've made their decision.
Or showing it to another
There's your
player.
straight.
Here's the straight. And he gets a double.
Yeah.
She doubles him up, and then he doubles her up.
She had a lot of possibilities there. Yeah,
Now she's back to being chip leader. Look,
I don't like aces against that board.
that's why I was thinking he could have almost folded.
It's one of those scenarios where even if you're good, like he was, you're likely in trouble or at risk.
This is where the game is more like Omaha, when before the flop, you've got 3 cards, and then you could see that kind of flop, and you could decide to keep. For her, I mean, it was kind of easy because she had the straight draw and the flush draw. But
Yeah.
sometimes,
Sometimes it's hold'em, sometimes it's
but yeah, sometimes you gotta. So with 3 cards, there's a lot more possibilities than just 2. So you have to kind of.
There you go, Poker Monkey. Looks like your gamble's working.
Poker Monkey fell under 2 million. Got to get that going.
2 million.
I don't think I've
have
gambled
like
at all on this
300.
stream.
I have like 300.
We're sitting here talking and doing all this other stuff that I'm not used to doing.
Yeah, it is warm in here.
Yeah. See, does this
Right there. It's right there.
does this actually show? Yeah, see, it does. That's what I was wondering.
Oh yeah. So you can hit the VPIP. Hit the VPIP one. Yeah. Hold on. It's between. Yeah. There we go.
This was a better hand.
Yeah, see?
81.
Big surprise. 81 and 59 for the two of them.
We can be taught.
There we go.
I lost again. Going backwards.
You still have like 600% more than I do. I have 8,000, so
We talked about ICM too. You know, that's another thing. You know, he made a huge call and lost a bunch of his chips, and that's relates to the. You know,
These
the
dynamics
chips have
shift
certain
so
value.
quickly. I mean,
Yeah.
Danny's got the chip lead again.
Now she's going to be
With
aggressive
that
again.
one hand, and yeah, shifts that dynamic entirely. The one thing he's got working to his advantage, referring to Dr. Junk, is he is to her left. So he just consistently has this positional advantage, which is really helping him in these situations and scenarios.
only one hand is not.
It's a completely different proposition for Cruz and Thomas.
Dr. Junk completely missed the flop here. Danny's got the pair of nines.
Well,
Still.
Dr. Junk living up to his name, playing 7-5 deuce rainbow.
Yeah. Blind first blind.
You really have to doctor that to get something out of it.
So she's going to bet. I bet. Oh, they're going to see the turn here.
You know what I have not looked up? It's a pretty well-known adage that in Hold'em, you connect with 1 out of 3 flops. Pineapple, you got that third card.
Increases 30.
I wonder what that percentage jumps
Yeah.
up to. I have not actually looked into that, but that would be useful to know when you're in these types of scenarios like Dr. Junk, where you're just taking that stab and you're taking the gamble that your opponent has not connected in a meaningful way. That might be the other thing to look at,
Right.
because bottom pair doesn't mean much in this game. Yeah, that would definitely be something to run the numbers on. I have a feeling I'll be running those numbers tomorrow, and I'll have an answer. If not later tonight, if it keeps me awake.
Review the stream, and, chart it out.
Nah, there's math answer to that one. So, but you do have to kind of factor in the, okay, well, that'll be the stats for connecting, and then you got to go, okay, meaningfully connect. That's a
got it.
different answer. Same thing with Hold'em, right? You connect 1 out of 3, but
Got Thomas with a pair
are you
here.
always happy with how you connect with the flop? No.
Got Thomas with a pair here. He's only got 19K. He's got 2 bigs. Sitting here with 8-8.
It overpaired to Danny at that, so
He's shaking his head. Oh, he's folding. He doesn't have any fold equity, so he feels like anything he shoves, he's getting called. And he probably would rather have big cards than a pair.
you'd rather have that third card doing something for you.
The problem is
You
the
suit-
lines and the antes come around so fast four-handed.
You suit that 8.
Right.
You make that, that other card the same suit, and suddenly you have at least a little more equity in the situation. That scenario.
So now he's in the big and in the ante, so he's putting out like a majority of his stack right here.
You'd almost rather connect it in suit, like 8-8-7 or something like that. So you've got a suited connector option in there in the mix. Changing out. We got Scott in the box now.
Scotty.
I like Scott. Scott used to deal at Shuffle. He's been around a while. He's
Very good dealer.
a big Minnesota Vikings fan. That's the one bad thing I would say about him. Is that he's a Vikings fan. I'm from Detroit.
Is that a gremlin in the seat?
That's a Mogwai. It is not
Vikings
Blue
having a
yet.
good
That's
year.
Melvin the Mogwai.
So Thomas going to be in the big here. He's pretty much got most of his stack in the big and the ante. He's got
Yeah.
5,000 left.
Yeah, I was about to say, can't be much.
Oh, yeah.
If that tracker's right, he's got
He's-
5K.
It looks pretty right. I see yellow chips in front of him
He
mostly.
knows. Yeah.
And he does have the blind out in front of him, so he's got that 8 in front, so the actual bet would be 13.
Dr. Junk and Cruz both have hands, so Thomas is going to get some action here.
He's got a.
Oh, he's got a suited ace. You got to do it. You got to do
Oh
it.
my
But you
God.
notice
Oh,
he
that
only,
no one raised.
right, you notice Dr. Junk only called because he wants to try and knock Thomas out. He doesn't want to get too crazy. He figures
I still like raising. Even if you take his blinds, you've accomplished something here. You still got to pay the small blind next,
Right.
which is 4 out of his 5K.
yeah.
So even if just min click it, anything. That and to keep Cruz honest in the small blind. Just didn't connect with anyone.
No, Thomas is like, I'm not folding.
What is he doing? Which one is he ditching?
Yeah, he's got.
Guess the 5?
Well,
No?
he's got no
The
flush
4?
potential, so you get rid of
Right.
the 4. Yeah,
You wanted the kicker, and
Yeah.
but regardless,
you're flipping a coin.
Yeah.
You're just guessing whether a 5 or a 4 might hit.
Cruz told him he folded a 5. I don't like telling people that. I hate tearing people's hope away. I don't like hearing I'm drawing dead. Let me have hope that I have.
Yeah, I've said that.
3
Then the
outs.
case card comes out, and you're like, ah.
yeah.
Or that. Yeah, it makes you feel
It's
terrible.
like that was
and-
literally the only one in the deck.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, we're in the money.
we are in the money, and
They're
I know
offering
I
nice
just
games
gave
out.
points a little bit ago, but I said at the very beginning of the stream for those that were on that I would give more when we were in the money. So I will hold true to my word.
Hold on, let me do my point. Hold on, make sure it works. We're gonna check it. So we're gonna do. What are we gonna do?
We're trying to outdo
200?
Eddie on giving points away.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So we hear there's a break coming up in a little bit. But
Okay, I have 33,
I guess
42.
when the blinds go up.
Yeah, hi Scott.
Neighbor.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I was just talking about you.
We're watching past Scott and
That's right.
present Scott.
That's right.
Where
right, did we-
future Scott is, we
Did
don't know.
Did we do the points?
Look at
Did you do it?
I did,
Okay.
I think.
I assume you did. I looked at my points before. Let me look at it now.
I got distracted. I think I did it.
Yeah,
May as
Eric
well do
opened the
it again,
door.
just to be
and
sure.
Got some cool air in here.
Oh my God, it's so hot.
There's our stack situation.
No.
And so Cruz really, there's nothing to wait on here.
Right.
Yeah, no more ICM. Cruz is just gonna.
Yeah, when you are the
Probably-
short stack,
probably this hand.
and there's not another short stack hitting the blinds before you or anything like that.
He's probably doing it here.
Yeah,
There
he's
is
got
no
a
IC.
pair, He's suited.
Yeah, and
suited
he's gonna be in the
connector.
big blind next hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Junk. He's probably calling.
5-4-4 with the suited is so much stronger here than it is at the full table.
Seven-handed, eight-handed, yeah.
This is still very viable. We've seen ace high win.
Especially first to
Down
act.
at
Just
this
first
stage
to
of
act
the
on the button,
tournament.
three-handed, you get the opportunity to be the one to shove. So it's like you find the hand, you go, okay, I'm shoving, and if you're gonna call, you gotta call me with.
And Dr. Junk's got an obvious call hand. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Ooh, does he
yeah.
stick with the? He doesn't have backdoor flush, so yeah,
He's got to try and make a boat at this point.
yeah.
Yeah, but your easiest way to make a boat is hit a 4 and pair the board.
I hope it's not the 4 down.
Because if you hit the 5, then you're still
It's
looking
over.
for.
It's over. Hasta la vista, Cruz.
All right, so we are down to heads up.
That's right. So we got.
And the clock says 4
Danny,
of
Dr.
26, even though we're watching 2. So I'm not sure where that came from.
Say we'll put that up. So hit the stack. Yeah. We'll show it. So we've got 44 bigs for Danny and 35 bigs for Dr.
So
John.
Cruz
Heads
should
up,
be
there's a lot
taking
of-
home $520 for.
Yeah.
I mean, he
$130.
he worked that short stack because he was very.
Good job, Cruz.
I think he was the shortest stack when we first started on here, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was
Yeah.
And
the
he
one
made
or
it
two
work.
bigs.
He doubled up a couple times to survive.
Yeah.
Made some
and
crucial folds.
got $520 out of it on a 130 buy-in.
Yeah, good run. Now he can play Katie's game tomorrow.
Assuming
and
he
can-
fired one bullet, he did all right.
Yeah. Even if you fire 2, still, still profitable.
See the V pips there,
Make it
very
work.
representative of what the stacks were.
Yeah.
She's
All right. I think this is where they're going to be going to pause in a little bit, the recording here.
He just asked what we're saying about him. He said, I got my beer holder behind him there. I stuck it out on the stand out there. want to bring it in the booth with me. Drink while we were talking.
Pay attention to what's the conversation, what I'm telling you about?
They talking about chopping?
No. Feminine wiles. New guy.
Danny's got a lot of experience. She's good heads up. Even though we're playing pineapple, she's a good player. She's gonna know.
Heads up is a spot where her natural style really works.
Yeah, she's very aggressive. She doesn't like to fold. You should not be folding very many hands when you're playing heads up. If
Actually,
you're playing heads up and you're on the button, you should be.
You should actually fold none.
Yeah.
Zero.
That's it.
Look it
Especially
up.
on the button.
With big blind ante, that's one of the things we talked about earlier, how it's shifted with big blind ante. And basically, the math basically says that no matter what, you at very least limp incomplete.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you do that a lot more than you used to. Really disguise its strength a lot.
Dr. Junk's got a pair here.
But the old day where you'd fold a certain percentage in that scenario just is gone.
Just to balance.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
You don't do it.
Screw you, Streamlabs.
And you think about it, you've put in that half big blind, and they've put in 2 big blinds. They've put in 4 times as much. I mean, you're paying a half big blind
Got men in the chat.
there. So right off the bat, they're getting 5-to-1 odds on every hand.
Dr. Junk bets out. Danny folds. Would have been interesting to see Danny float there with the ace of clubs. Club on the turn. She might have been able to, it's like playing Omaha. Omaha's an interesting game because you have to use 2 cards in your hand. But a lot of times if you have just the 1 card, you go, okay, well, if I have the ace of hearts, that means you can't have the nut flush. So I'll
Yeah.
bet it even though I only have that and I have 0 showdown value.
Yeah, what a
It's a game of chicken.
huge pot like that last night. 3-barrel bluff with the nut blocker. Had nothing else. Nothing. It was
And the ace high took it
PLO
down?
8, and I had nothing for the high, nothing for the low. I took it down with just that naked ace high nut blocker. But you've got to set it up with the bet sizing and everything else. You got to plan it out.
They got similar hands here.
But yeah,
Nope,
I think you're going to see her raise a
Wow,
lot
he
more than
folded.
complete.
35 bigs. I don't think I would have folded that hand. I don't think I'm folding a lot of hands. 35 bigs heads up.
I'm just curious to see how frequently they limp versus raise.
Wish we could like reset the stats. See heads up stats.
You wouldn't get anything viable in the sample.
Yeah.
We had the added benefit, though, of seeing the hand they're deciding to do it with right now. So, very interesting information. Not that we would ever use it for nefarious purposes in a crazy pineapple tournament ourselves.
Dr. Junk's got a nice hand here. Couple suited cards, 3 broadways.
So, Scott, if we suddenly see you on Crazy Pineapple Final Table, we'll know why. I'm studying the
Yeah,
game
I told
here.
you.
Studying it.
I made one a few weeks ago. Busted out on literally the first hand. I shoved with jacks and I called by ace king.
Yeah, it's funny. We've all been on our fair share, but we've played very few final tables together.
Yeah, I don't know if I've
Lego and I have. I actually had forgotten about it until he dug up the video from way back, but
Back in September.
it's very rare.
We've actually been
somehow.
on at least 2.
Yeah.
Not final table, but I know a feature stream. The Flight D, 'cause I went back and rewatched that one for Danielle's. You were there.
Yeah.
When you came in for Skylar when he was throwing his hissy fit.
Yep. And then I busted shortly after, didn't I?
Yeah.
I busted on that one.
Sevens.
And then the other one was a Saturday Deep Stack, which I won, I believe. That kicked off that infamous week of winning. Where'd you finish in that one? I know you looked at it recently because you were rewatching it.
I didn't even cash, but it was obviously top 9.
Oh, wow. Then our fields have gotten a lot larger then because there's no way you're not on a final table and cashing now in that
Right.
particular
Danny
tournament.
limped, and we're seeing a flop here. Oh, Dr. Junk's got 2 pair. Danny's got a flush draw.
Here we go.
Yeah, man, this is Scott and the Chris's, Lego and Larkin. We were here, and Eric goes, hey, you guys want to do the commentary?
Yeah, they just gave us the keys to the castle and said, go for it.
You know, Eddie didn't feel like doing it. Eddie wanted to go play cash. And
Yeah.
I like that move, BT. Gamble somebody else's points.
exactly. All right, so
Oh, man.
flush draw doesn't get there yet. He's leading out. She's calling here.
She'll be there to the river.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
He checked. Wow, he was trying to get her to bet.
Yeah.
He kind of figured if she had 5 high, she was going to bet at it.
Slow playing's tricky when your head's up.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times you're just better off going for that value. Plus, if you go for that value very regularly, it just opens up a world of bluffs for you because you just look like someone who's consistently betting,
Yeah.
and it's very hard to get a read on that.
Especially
Right
someone
here,
like,
it can actually work
Danny.
against you, where they start to detect that every time you check to them, you're trapping, and therefore you never get paid. And when you're betting, they figure you're bluffing, and they're getting your chips.
Yeah.
It works bad both ways.
I hate Streamlabs. I think this is where they're going to go on break.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think they got a break coming up.
Yeah, somewhere in here we're going to be stuck and have to just talk randomly.
That's okay. We'll figure out something to talk about. We can tell jokes or
Oh no, I don't recommend that. This is all recorded.
have Lego give beard tips. Like clean it. And, oh, wait, no. You don't know anything about cleaning it?
Yeah, mine's got buffalo wing juice in it.
Oh, he's got a
Is that
set.
commercial where the guy folds his beard up to his face and smells it?
Danny's got top pair. Dr. Junk's got a set.
Wow.
Even stacks.
The 3 hearts, though,
Yeah.
could keep the action from getting too crazy here.
Maybe a little, but I don't know that she's going to
Yeah,
fold the
but
one bet heads up.
Dr.
thing.
Junk with his set has to get rid of his flush draw.
Yeah.
And so, 4th heart or something like that.
I'm taking
It's going to make
the
it
set.
very difficult for him to do anything.
Well, at least he knows one of them's gone.
Hey, men, you would think that person Eric.
Oh, he's got
would do it.
quads.
Well, now he's not worried.
Yeah.
But Danny's also... Oh, she's got an ace there. I mean,
And she bets. What's he going to do? Just click it back? Is he
how,
gonna
mu-
bet
how
too
much?
big?
How much would you raise here?
65K.
I would like barely click it more. Yeah. So
I
I would raise probably, 40. I would put out 40 more.
I like the 65K size Lego.
Not your men click. I like Ben Miney's and then Ben Wynn.
And the other option here would be to go very sizable.
Make it look like a bluff.
Yeah.
It's 105.
Or another
What I
ace
think he's about to do.
or a jack. You could go up to 100 something. Yeah, and which
about to
looks
do
like
a-
that's about what he's. No,
Oh, he did 75. Looks like.
I don't like splitting the difference. I like either getting that shade over min click, where you get that very likely value, or make it big enough to bring in those bluff possibilities where she just feels inclined.
Yeah,
He was just trying to
She,
do whatever to get a call.
She
she's
sniffed it out.
so intuitive, yeah. No, but I like Ben and Derek's, their commentary. They like to min click with a little sprinkle on top.
It's a powerful value bet sometimes. There are a lot of times where that bet gets paid that anything else doesn't. It's I don't know what it is mentally, but there's just that weird sweet spot that is above a min click but less than 3x. People just like to call.
Yeah.
They just love to call it. And I
you
see
think
from a
if-
lot of
do you
players,
think
it's
if
not
he-
uncommon at all.
Do you think if he just clicked it back there, like if he just made it 50, she made it 25, if he just went 50, you think she would have called?
She probably calls.
Yeah.
That's why 65 probably works. too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that.
It's
Now they're gonna do
so-
a.
rewards time.
So now they're gonna.
I just gave some not too long ago when we hit
What's
the money. So.
10:30?
Oh my gosh.
Eddie's rooting for himself to run Action Tracker. Come do it. I'm sure Eric will give you the break. Come over here, Eric will leave or go eat some more pizza. We had some pizza left.
It's been sitting on that counter for an
that's
hour and
true.
a half.
I'm sure
now.
it's long gone by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's still there, I'm not eating it anymore.
Yeah. So while we've got a few minutes, should we talk about the tournaments that we have coming up here?
That's a good idea. Who's got Poker Atlas already pulled up?
Well, I think we all know, right?
I mean,
So
we
it's
do know.
Tuesday,
Let's
so
make sure there's nothing different before
So we've
we
got
say
Katie's
it
game
for
tomorrow,
posterity.
which is a $100 buy-in.
Yeah, that
5K guarantee, but the guarantees mean nothing at this
forget
point.
5K there. That is going to crush 5K.
we've been
First
more than
place gets
doubling it.
close to that.
It's actually 8K now.
It's 8K now. Yeah,
they
according-
raised
The
it.
Atlas. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That's going to crush that still.
and then the
Yeah,
Christmas-
we've
I think
been
we're
hitting
past
like
all the
12K.
holiday stuff now. We should be getting
So
back to those
the
fields.
guarantee used to be 3K on that. They moved it to 5K, and then the week it went to 5K,
I think it used to
hit
be down to
it
2K.
hit 11 or 12K. So we've been doubling it every week since they've doubled the guarantee, and then they raised. So that's Wednesday is the $100 buy-in. And then
The other thing we
Thursdays-
should mention for cash game players, don't ask me why, but when Katie's game is going and all these tournament tables are running, there always seems to be more cash tables going too. It just feels like the entire room
last week
is buzzing and vibing, and you'll get like 3 bomb pot tables going.
either last week or 2 weeks ago, they were using the final table
Yeah.
as just a regular table because
Yeah.
they ran out of tables for the tournament.
Yeah,
In
and
the
they even had
high-stakes
another
area.
group over in the other area too. So,
Yeah.
that tournament plays huge. If you normally play any tournaments, the 500 and under range, which is pretty much everyone local here, then that $100 Hades game on Wednesday
It is
a
insane.
huge value. It's one of the lowest buy-ins with one of the biggest multipliers, especially for a weeknight tournament.
I'll be
Yeah.
there making my weekly donation. Joe,
Starts at
from Joe.
6. Starts at 6.
Goes
usually over
very
by
late if
1.
you're goes very late if you win it.
I mean, between 1 and 2, not
Completely worth
terrible.
it.
Not horrible, but
So
Spoiler alert.
looks like they're okay. Well, yeah. So we're and then Thursday's the Chris Mays tournament, which is a $200.
that's a
4K guarantee.
$200 deep stack, right?
Yeah. So 30K starting stack.
Yep.
20-minute levels.
And that one always makes its guarantee as well.
And we stream the
What
final
did we get?
table.
About 40 players, I think, on that
We
last
stream the
week.
final
Yeah, it's
table of
about
the
40.
Katie's and the Thursday, and then Friday is the Black Chip Bounty.
Yeah. Now, that one I don't play a lot, so I'll let one of y'all speak to it.
I've
I
never
don't play
played
I have
that.
not
It's a
played it.
$300 with 100 going to the bounty and 200 going to the prize pool.
I always seem to be charging myself on Friday for Saturday, so I just.
Exactly. I was about to say the same
but I
thing.
know a lot of people love the bounty tournaments, and that is a
Bounty's
good
fun.
value bounty tournament. And
I take Friday off just about every week. I don't think.
yeah,
I
so we're the
played a
wrong people to
Friday.
ask, but people in the chat, if you've played the Friday tournament, chime in. What have you noticed there? But,
Yeah, bounty tournaments are fun too. Sometimes you make a call that you maybe wouldn't have called because you get the bounty. If you
I have a knack of either getting bounties and missing the cash, or cashing with almost no bounties. It's
Oh,
All right, looks like
So
they're
one's
back
very
from their little break.
okay. Min said they'll stream Thursday. I thought they were. Did they not plan another Houston PLO?
Oh yeah, the 1-3-6 game.
Yeah, and then Friday they don't stream as well, but they do stream
And
like
then Saturday
the,
is-
the big 1-2-5 match to stack, I believe.
the Savage Sundays for sure.
Yeah, the Sundays is the next gen game.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, but then on Fridays they have a cash game.
See,
as
this
well.
is why you don't
Yeah.
just throw 3 guys in the
we
booth.
pretty
We're all
much-
like, I know what I play.
They pretty much stream here every day. They pretty much stream almost every day.
Something.
So they either do the cash.
Well-
Thursday they were doing the PLO, not the Maze tournament.
Right, but I don't know if they're doing the PLO this week. Is my question.
Yeah.
I believe they are. Yeah.
And then Sunday.
I wish it wasn't so ridiculous. I would love a
Sunday's
like a
another
1-2
pineapple tournament.
PLO.
Sunday they run the other pineapple, the bounty pineapple tournament
Right.
on Sundays.
I think there's an early tournament that day too.
The 5-5
Turbo.
10
Yeah, the
Friday.
turbo.
No limit.
Okay.
So we haven't paid attention to about 2 hands here.
Inside no stream Thursday.
So what do we got here? We've got
10-9-8.
here we go. We got all in
Let's do it.
already. So let's see what happens. He threw his
She
away.
shoved, he folded.
Yeah, if his ace was suited, he calls.
Still pretty deep. 38 and 27 bigs.
I mean, you're almost tempted at this point to call with any ace.
You would think.
Why would you fold an ace pre-flop?
Yeah,
in
heads up. I mean,
heads up
she
in
shoved.
crazy
with
pineapple?
30
well,
bigs.
well, yeah, true.
30 bigs.
He's looking for another spot.
Effective stacks, 28.
But yeah, this
If it's not a shove, though, you're calling.
at this point, you're playing it much more like Hold'em than anything else.
Yeah.
The biggest difference being what we talked about earlier. There's a increased likelihood of your opponent connecting with the flop in some way.
So she folds the 8-4-3. She just folds it. He was probably happy about that because he had a really bad hand.
Yeah, which we were talking about that earlier too. There should be no folds
Yeah.
in a big blind ante heads-up match.
Yeah. If nothing else, just min click it.
That's an easy poker math to remember. Fold 0%.
Yeah. Balance your folding range by never folding.
Yep.
Look at this nice empty camera view we have here, Eric.
Yeah, Poker Monkey, we don't know. Thanks, man. This was last minute. We were all sitting there having a little chat, and all of a sudden Eric's like, hey, you guys want to do the commentary? And we were like,
Talk to the
"Sure."
pros tomorrow's stream, Poker Monkey, and
We looked at the...
they can redeem you there.
when they asked us that, we looked at the clock. There was 12 people left. We're like, okay, well, it's not going to be too long until we get to 8.
Okay, what do we got here?
Top pair for
Ace,
or
Jack, 6.
Nothing
Junk's got-
really meaningful for Danny, so it's going to be tough to get her money in on this.
yeah, but the second you bet, you're telling her you got something, so she's gonna bail. Is it-
The question here is what's her threshold for calling
Right.
or raising?
Yeah.
Second pair enough, probably.
Man, this stuff is easy. I don't know what you're complaining about. This is so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I just sit here and let these two jokers talk.
And I gather we don't even think they even talked chopping. I'm guessing they...
There was a brief talk when the bubble bust, and Cruz was left there, and they go, "Look, we got all equal stacks. They can equal chop," jokingly.
Yeah.
But
I don't think anyone
I
ever
don't think...
seriously
I don't think
entertained.
I don't think Dr. Junk or Danny was really thinking about chopping. I think they were... Especially Danny. She likes to play, and she's good.
Yeah, a comment that you just made there, Frank, about when two people do the gamble too close. I've noticed that before also, where it doesn't pick them all up. So, Streamlabs likes to process a certain number of things in a certain amount of time, and that's it.
Danny calls.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. We're on top of everything.
Dr. Junk's got a flush draw here. Danny's got a straight
I think
draw.
Min is asking us to go review his streams and see if he ever skipped over calling a hand.
I bet not.
So we got flush draw here versus some straight draws.
Close it. It's echoing. You can hear people out there. He's raising with his flush draw.
Which straight draw do you go with? None. Fold. Okay.
Yeah, good call. I might have kept the 7-9.
They were both gut shots either way.
We had an interesting one. We had an interesting one on the stream. I don't know if you remember that a few weeks ago. We had an interesting one where Yankee Jim was heads up with somebody else, and they both flopped a straight. Yankee Jim had 8-5-3, and the flop came 4-6-7 or whatever.
He didn't see
And
the
he
straight
folded
mucked.
he
Yeah.
folded the wrong card. He kept the 5-3 instead of the 5
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. He kept the lower end of the straight, not
Yeah.
As soon as he did it, Craig was like, "Oh my God, he kept the wrong card." And I saw Jim the next day, and I went to congratulate him. I'm like, "I don't know if I should congratulate you or say I'm sorry." And he was like, he couldn't believe he did that. He's a good player.
the.
He
Yeah.
never makes that mistake.
I told him, and I mean,
Yeah,
I've watched enough
we got a bet and a raise
vlogs on
shove here.
YouTube and other things to tell you that a lot of big name pros have done very similar things at some point.
I don't believe you,
mean-
man.
Would you have called there with 6-6-3? He bet, he shoved, she shoved. Would you have called there with 6-6-3? For
It's probably the bottom on your pairs, but
Heads up.
what was her stack there? Let me just click on that.
How do you
Yeah.
switch back to that? Oh, there you go.
I don't know if we can get that up there before the hand is dealt.
No.
Let's see here. Oh, there you go. 42 bigs versus 23 bigs. So yeah, that's half the stack. That's a.
Yeah, he had 430, and he would have had to have called 260 or something.
I'd rather have something a little more premium.
Yeah, it was like a lot of his stack.
I mean, actually, there's enough big blinds in play here. There's no need for the auto shoves.
Well, he didn't scan his cards, so we're playing this one in the dark. This is fun. We get to play.
Okay, well,
I don't know
let's
what
see.
he has. Let's see if we can figure it out.
What's he doing? He's going to lead out here.
He checks.
Nope.
Betting.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Donk lead for two bigs.
He calls. They fold. We don't know what he has.
Or no, she bet. I read the action the other way around.
He doesn't know that his cards didn't get read. So.
Yeah, Eric did the wrong
I
person.
rather wonder.
Yeah. Well, he did the muck, but yeah.
All right. Well, this is a really crazy board. We did see him, however, earlier play. Remember 7-5 deuce offsuit. So there's quite a few cards on here that connect if he decided to play something like that again. It might just be one of his weird go-to hands. Like some people have that one hand that makes no sense, but they play it every
My
time
favorite
anyway.
hand. Yeah.
If he's playing that here, then he could sneak in here with something really strong.
Just call him a bottom pair.
Just the deuce.
Well, flush draw didn't get there. So the question is, do you think he has top pair?
Oh, he has a.
He has a 4.
Oh, he has queen 4,
He had the clubs.
and she has queen deuce. Hold on.
The 4 versus the deuce.
I was trying to hear if there was some table talk there.
There was.
She was surprised that he called there.
Okay,
Well-
well, you can tell now they've made their adjustments for heads-up play.
Right.
We just saw bottom 2 pair battle.
Yeah. She had a deuce.
Earlier, we were seeing top pair laydowns and over pair laydowns.
Yeah. Now we're seeing a call with bottom pair, and or I should say we're seeing a value bet with fourth pair, and it's good.
When did that 4 come? On the
Well,
turn?
we did see thin value from
Flop.
him earlier. Earlier on in the stream when we were about 6-handed.
Yeah, the fives.
Yeah. So he's definitely not afraid to take those spots.
He's got some wheel cards. She's got a suited. Oh, he just folds. Wow.
What?
Ace
That-
5-4. I think ace 5-4 is probably not a fold there.
First of all, there are no folds.
Right. But especially
Second of
ace
all,
5-4
with an ace.
and
Yeah.
3 wheel cards.
Maybe he's that strict on rainbow or not.
I'd be afraid to play those.
I think at this
cards.
point, you don't have to value that, weight that as heavily. Be raising any ace.
Right.
I mean, even 6-handed, if you've got a given card value in your hand, like an ace, it's only 50-50 that anyone else at that table has that same card value.
Yeah.
Heads up, it's a whole nother ball game. I mean, that's a powerful card.
So Danny open rips there.
Yeah, but she's ripped so many times and he's folded.
You've got to start to widen. You've got to widen that somewhere along the way.
Right. He's going to open up, and he's going to wake up with something when she does that.
So Danny's got 190. Dr. Jung's got 460.
Yeah,
I'll pop that up there.
It's going to come right back off the screen.
Yeah. 46.
As soon as the card
19
reads.
big.
Well, as soon as he starts to go, does it?
Usually, as soon as the card scans, there it
we
goes.
go. I think there's a go command that the action tracker has to run.
He raises, she shoves, she snap shoves. He folds. She's going to start doing that more and more.
Until he
The more
shows.
he keeps folding, the more she's going to keep doing it.
We just got to ask if we can hit the chip count. We just did that. Oh,
We're
I was just saying
also a few.
Yeah.
He's a little behind us. So I brought it
Yeah,
up there.
chat is like almost like a minute behind. It feels like.
Yeah, I think you're going to see her expand her aggression until he shows
Yeah.
a willingness to defend a little wider.
I mean, he's 2-1 on her and shit.
Oh, she's got kings.
Yeah. The thing is, now she can do the same exact move here,
Yep.
She
and it
just
still
shoves.
looks like another.
So she's got 20 bigs. She just open shoves 20 kings with 20 bigs. I was thinking about it.
So he's
Not
talking
gonna
about it
call.
already. She's been all in the last however many hands.
Yeah.
He-
When
he's
you
getting
sh-
there. He's
when you-
getting
right,
close
you
to calling.
shove the backhand.
Because she's whittling, hoping he would have called on a hand like that.
Right. When you shove the not so good hands, you hope you get called when you shove the good hands, and they think you have the not so good hand that time.
Now their stacks though, it's only a 2-1
Yeah.
stack advantage here for Dr. Junk. So
Huh?
No.
No, no, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. This is a live commentation.
Yeah, no,
action.
we're still-
we got Eric
She
poking his
just
head in
had
the booth there.
kings and show open shoved 200K.
I guess not.
It's coming, I'm sure.
Danny's got the 9-8 with the 6.
Let's root for a
couple
9 high
clubs.
flop.
Yeah, it was warm. It's better now.
He's folding. He's folding a lot of heads up.
Yeah, we're definitely
She's just
not
picking
seeing
up.
the amount of limping
Every
and
time he
raising
folds, she
like
picks up the blinds and annies.
If you haven't done that,
Yeah, we've been hitting it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I hadn't hit that particular one.
Oh yeah, let's do the payouts. There we go. 1,300, 780, and Cruz got 520 for third. Cruz did a good job of grinding that short stack. But good pay jump here, $420 for
That's what she said.
playing a little heads up. It's fun to play heads up. Oh, we got a big hand here.
Hey, come on.
So we got a suited, so she's limping. And he's gonna raise here with his ace queen.
Let's see a club flop.
I was just gonna say, if flop comes some clubs here, we're gonna see some fireworks, and we just missed the ears. So raising a call.
Look at this nice empty seat camera. I wonder if the action tracker could eliminate the camera from focusing on that
Oh,
spot.
we got some clubs. Look at this.
Eric can tell us about that.
Oh, look at this. We got clubs. We got
got
clubs and a
ace.
pair.
This is, yeah.
So she's gonna keep the 9 and the 5, you think, or is she gonna keep the pair?
Ooh.
This and these are the debates,
Tough one,
right? These are the
because-
debates.
Because obviously we see her flush draw is dead, but she doesn't know that.
Okay, he
She's
bet,
gonna have
then
to-
she shoved.
This is also where you don't want to show when you muck until the other person does.
Right.
Look at the percentages. Yeah, so she got rid of her pair.
There it is.
And there's the
And
club.
so the flush is just a killer, unfortunately.
Is that it?
Yep.
No,
What do you mean, no?
that was it. Yeah, he had her covered. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Dr. Cruz or
Goodbye.
Dr.
Dr.
Junk. Not Dr. Cruz. Dr. Junk with the win.
There it is.
$1,300 for
$1,300,
first
10
place.
next
Not a-
buy-in.
Not a
Very
bad little
awesome.
inning.
Oh yeah, we have been authorized to give points because we haven't been giving them.
been given anything?
Yeah, don't
not
t-
one.
we
not
haven't
one
been
time.
given any points, right, people?
I think
Don't
like 500.
let him know.
Chris was just totally messing with Eric.
He was trying to outpoint Eric.
He had him
Or I mean, Eric. No, I mean,
No.
trying to outpoint
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, sorry.
fish hooked. Let's switch it back to here.
There we go.
Switch it back while we watch Eric take
Take the photo. Yeah.
the good doctor's picture. Nice little run for him.
That was a
After folding a lot of
considering
heads-up
it dropped
hands.
down to 6 players so quick. That was a longer final table than I expected.
The four-handed.
and I think it was completely the dynamic four-handed. The fact that you had 2 short stacks, 2 huge stacks, and on top of that, like we talked about, Dr. Junk to the left of Danny kept her aggression in check, and it just stretched that out.
I did not. I would have taken the under on 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's a 2-hour final.
2 hour, 2 minute.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to do this. I'm supposed to work tomorrow.
Yeah, considering we went from 8 to 6 in the first hand.
Yeah, we lost 3 players in the first hand.
Because we went down to 9, and then
Yeah, we went from 9
usually
to
we go
6.
9 to 8, and then 8 is when we do the stream. Yep.
8 to 7 to 6.
Yeah.
9 to 6.
We really missed the boat on negotiating our wage for this.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of that, my beer's still sitting out there on the stream.
I like that hourly, because I would have taken the way under on 2 hours.
Gamble, people.
Well, all right. Well, hopefully we'll see a bunch of people tomorrow here for Katie's game. Katie's game.
Yeah,
Fun time.
Eric, we have no idea how to end this stream, so
There's the end stream button right there.
is-
We're gonna
oh, I
we're gonna
guess
say
we can do that,
goodbye,
but-
and we're gonna hit that. So
yeah, we'll do that with a little bit of a delay. But
from myself and the
remember
Chris's,
Katie's game tomorrow night. Best
Appreciate
value
the-
in Dallas. Get out here.
Appreciate Eric and Eddie letting us do this. And
Yeah,
Yeah, hope to see y'all tomorrow night.
hopefully.
we let Lego talk. You talk some.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah, we talk a lot.
Whenever you're ready, hit that
So,
stream.
Yeah, we're saying
Yeah, we're
goodbye.
all right. Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate y'all.
Have a good one. Catch
See
you on the
you.
next stream.